Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest. Well, what a Christmas treat. A Battle of Alberta at Rogers Place tonight. The Edmonton Oilers hosting the Calgary Flames. Oilers trying to go into the Christmas break on a high. They are 18-13-6, having a pretty good month. The Flames trying to stay alive, push forward in the playoff race. They are 15-17-4. I can tell you this, the expected goaltending matchup is Dustin Wolf. No surprise there for the Calgary Flames. And Connor Ingram for your Edmonton Oilers. It would be Ingram's second game in the NHL this season. He just won his first one a couple nights ago against the Vegas Golden Knights. Ingram, no stranger to the Flames in his NHL career. He's 2-1-1 against Calgary with a 3.09 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. I can also tell you, after being scratched on Sunday night, Trent Frederic back in action this evening. He's going to center the fourth line with Jones and Janmark, so Curtis Lazar will come out. You're going to hear from Frederic as we move through the afternoon. You'll also hear from head coach Chris Knobloch. How you doing, everybody? Merry Christmas. Final show before Christmas. Now, remember, when this show ends at 6, we're not on break already because Tom Gazzola, who will join us a little bit later on, is going to have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show from 6 to 7. Then he's on after the game as well with the postgame show. If you're on YouTube today, you have the visual element of the program, and you may notice, wait a minute, that's Reid, but that's not Jason Milne. What is happening? Well, yes, Jay Milne off yesterday and today. Very special guest joining me in the co-host chair from the Montreal Alouettes, Spruce Grove native, and U of A grad, Justin Lawrence is here. Justin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Super excited to be on the show today. Reid, I want to thank you for having me on. Taking over for the legendary Jason Milne today, so hopefully I can keep up to par with what he's used to.
Well, it's great to see you. You did this, we think, in February, so almost a year ago. I mean, a good time here in the end. Thanks for coming in right before Christmas. So I don't know if this got you out of some decorating or shopping or cooking, but...
Yeah, no, it definitely got me out. I'd rather be here than doing some Christmas shopping for the family. Hopefully they don't hear that, but that's how I feel.
Well, no, it's good to see you again. So what years were you a Golden Bear again?
2014 through 2017.
2014 through 2017.
Yep.
And in the Canadian Football League since then. What was it I call you? A 2.5 time?
Yeah, 2.5 time Grey Cup champion.
And you were back in the game. Well, look, we should. I guess we kind of got to start there.
Yeah,
because that'll be a big thing for a lot of people listening. Hey, the Owls were just in the Grey Cup. You took on Saskatchewan. You guys had a rally. You were coming on 25-17. What if anything still sticks with you about that game about a month later?
That was one of the toughest games I've ever been a part of. For me, it was the first time I've ever experienced a Grey Cup loss, but I don't know. In reflection, the way I look back at it was, Saskatchewan played one of their best games of the season. And for us, we just too many little mistakes throughout the game. And I guess what's been sitting with me the most is that, it really wasn't destined for it to be our year. But I think the best part about sports is sometimes the adversity is what makes the best outcome. So I think for us, losing this Grey Cup could be one of the best things going forward. And I think that's what a lot of the guys from the Alouettes are leaning on is, this is a good character builder and will help us going into 2026.
All right. And you just got a contract extension. What's going on there?
Yeah, you betcha. I was already under contract through 2026 with the Alouettes and then extended, what has it been? Probably a week now almost through 2028. So I'm super excited to be with the Alouettes for the next 3 years. And I think it's a great partnership and something I've been looking forward to.
Is this the longest you've ever had in your CFL career, like knowing you're committed to one team?
Yeah.
Must be, because the contracts generally aren't very long.
Yeah, and I think it's a trend that's a good trend going forward in the CFL is now they're starting to get into a little bit longer contracts, 3-year contracts. So, yeah, for sure this is the longest contract I've ever had. 2 years with previous was the longest. So 3-year deal is a pretty big deal in the CFL. It's pretty cool to have one.
All right. Well, we're excited to have you. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk hockey, of course. We're going to talk Christmas. And we're really cool with you on the show. You've done some guest booking. So your quarterback, Davis Alexander, is going to be on the show at about 4 o'clock.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. I've never interviewed him. I mean, clearly, over the last couple of years in the league, he's become one of the stars. Was that his first loss as a starter in the Grey Cup?
That was his first loss as a starter.
Incredible run. And we know he was playing. I don't know if he'll talk about the injury, but we know he was playing hobbled in that game and still did a hell of a job. Sean Bell's going to hop on the show. We'll talk some World Juniors with him. We'll talk some Oilers and Flames. Tom Gazzola will be on, too. He was at the morning skate, so we'll tee up the Battle of Alberta. And Jay Milne will work today for about 10 minutes. We have, I was explaining this to Justin earlier, and for many of you regular listeners will know about this. Jay and I do the world's simplest NFL fantasy draft. So we only have 2 weeks left in the season. We're neck and neck. Each week we take a kicker, a place kicker. We should work in a punter next year. A place kicker and a quarterback, and you can't take the same guy twice. You get them for that week. For the quarterback, you get credit for the touchdowns. Whoever has more touchdowns gets the quarterback point for the week. And then for the kicker, it's the total length of made field goals.
Right.
So we've had sometimes 180, sometimes 4. My guy had 0 this past week.
Who was your kicker?
I have to look at the spreadsheet because I certainly don't remember. I had Patterson.
Oh.
He kicks for, don't tell me. I can't remember.
Come on.
The Bears? No, I honestly can't remember who he kicks for. We just draft them and move on.
I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah.
I am too.
He had
honestly.
0.
I was thinking because I seen was it 49ers punter hasn't kicked in, but that's
Riley Patterson for Miami.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the kicking category where we're throwing darts a little bit that one. Tell you what, feel free to get in touch this afternoon. Now, look, this is awesome. We know you want to talk Oilers, and for sure send in your thoughts. But we do have a real live local success story here who plays pro football in the CFL. So if you have any questions for Justin about football, about life, about making it big, about playing in Montreal, about how he balances having a home in Montreal half the year and a family and a wife here the other half of the year, you can certainly reach out to him. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. Maybe you're taking us in on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are great streaming services. Thank you very much for listening. If you're on YouTube, you can chat in the nasty chat. That's what we call the chat stream going on down the right-hand side of the stream, of the screen. You can also, please do this, because we like to get a lot of thumbs for fun, and it helps build the algorithm for the show and for Edmonton Sports Talk. Click the thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click?
Did we have the click song when you were here last time?
Must you click?
No clicks.
Have you heard the click song?
You must click.
I did that just for being stupid.
Hey, I feel like that's a you thing, Reid. Just add a little flair to everything.
Well, thank you very much. So give us a thumbs up. Let's try to get to 100. And, of course, you can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. Well, we got a limerick already, so let's read it. It's from YYC No Flames for Me. If not for EST, work would keep me bored. Almost holidays, still at work for the overlord. Macro data refinement, that's my assignment. Once Fleury was on X, stabbed with a sword. That's pretty good. So he works in his job, Edmonton Sports Talk, macro data refinement. I watched Severance recently. I think that's what they were doing.
Exactly, yeah.
And Marc-Andre Fleury, there are these sort of rumors he may be making a comeback maybe with the Oilers. Was that not his agent? Who was his agent? Was it Overhart, his agent?
I forget who it was, but he went to Twitter.
And he put DeBoer on the sword, right? Because he was in Vegas and DeBoer didn't start him for a game. Do you remember that, Justin?
I don't.
Yeah,
he backstabbed him. Yeah, as the agent going out there and saying a player. Yeah.
Was it Overhart? Someone will remember.
Get the chat going.
Yeah, somebody in the chat always. That's the great thing with our listeners. I often forget stuff, so they help me out. By the way, Connor McDavid has 26 points over the course of a 10-game point streak. Not bad. So did you see any of the game against Vegas?
I didn't. I missed the Vegas game.
Missed that one, okay.
But I have been watching quite a few Oilers games lately, and I'm telling you, they're I don't know, when they were on that lose streak, I'm telling you, it ignited something in them. They're playing good hockey right now.
So, I mean, you're a pro athlete yourself, so you don't like it, but you know there will be losses.
Yep.
So as a fan of the Oilers, when they start the season and it's like, all right, like, were you kind of like worried, or were you kind of like, all right, I've seen this movie before, they're going to wake up at some point?
Well, that's exactly it. We've seen this movie before, and I feel like seasons aren't built on the start of a year. It's how you finish the year. And I like, similar to our season, when we went on a losing streak with the Alouettes this year, I think that's sometimes good for a team because it kind of ignites a fire under everyone to, you know, all right, we gotta break the snap and we gotta start playing some games to put ourselves in playoff position, right?
Right.
So I think sometimes that can be a good thing for a team, and I really wasn't that concerned when they started the season off slow, and at least they're kind of starting to get their stride going.
Now, you guys, though, with the Alouettes, and I guess maybe you could say this with the Oilers because they didn't have Hyman and they didn't have Nugent Hopkins and Wallman's missed time, but you guys were really banged up because you guys lost 5 games in a row.
Yep.
Including the Elks on a last-second touchdown in which you didn't play.
Yep.
Alexander didn't play.
Yep.
I think Philpott might have not played.
Yep. We had also
like,
our safety.
I feel like the Alouettes losing streak was more injuries than incompetence.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing with sports. Sometimes it is injuries. Sometimes it's just you're in a little bit of a lull with the team and you just can't get over that, step of, winning games.
Because you guys were 3-0, then you were 3-2, then you were 5-2, all the way down to 5-7. Then won 5 in a row to get to 10-7. Did your last game mean anything against Winnipeg, or were you guys already locked into second?
Well, there was a chance. If we had won the last week against Winnipeg and Hamilton had lost against Ottawa, we would have had first place.
You would have got first, yep. Okay. As it worked out, Winnipeg crossed over. You guys beat them in the East semi, and then, the 3-point win over Hamilton. Was that right at the end of the game? You went over Hamilton?
Yeah, it was last-minute field goal. I can't remember. It was a 56-yarder, I think, from Jose, our kicker, and he banged it right through the middle. That guy was unbelievable kicker, and he's a cool story.
The distance the kickers make now, both sides of the border, like NFL guys, it's like, well, it's 60, he might make it. Like the 49ers guy hit the crossbar.
Yep.
On what would have been a career long, and even the CFL guys are like inside 50. They should make it, right?
Yep.
Well, you know what else we have to talk about today?
What's that?
The rule changes.
Yes, I know.
We'll get to that.
Yep.
We'll get to that a little bit later on. So every time the Oilers play, we do something fun, and by fun, I think it's fun. The audience may be downright sick of it. It's a chance to win something. It's the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Hudson's Pub presents Glitter After Dark, the New Year's Eve party where the drinks, decor, and night all sparkle with glitter. Limited tickets are available. Visit their Instagram at Hudson's Pub for more info and to purchase tickets. And don't forget Boxing Day at Hudson's Pub, 50% off all drinks all day and all night. So now, Coob, I have the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox open, but can you keep an eye on it as well? Because, as you know, my attention span ain't great.
I got you, Reid. I'll back you up.
I'm kind of like a goldfish. I'm like a little goldfish.
I think we're all kind of like goldfish a little bit. It's hard to keep the attention going.
Yeah. Golden retriever.
Yeah.
Energy. Yeah.
By the way, thanks to several people. The agent was Alan Walsh that posted that picture. Thank you for reminding me.
There we go.
So I'm going to give a clue, maybe up to 5 clues, and we only accept guesses that come in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Justin doesn't even know who it is, so this will be fun for you.
Yep.
First correct guess gets the $25 gift card, but maximum 3 guesses per phone number, okay? So the first clue is Canucks. Oh, Coob, I got to tell you who it is. I haven't told you.
Yeah, I was just texting you, actually.
Because usually I tell Jay, and he watches, so you have to know. I doubt anybody gets it after the first clue, but I will. I just sent you the right answer. So
okay, thank you.
If you see that name, that's the right answer.
It's a guessing game for Coobs, too.
Yeah, exactly. I won't show it to you. You can
That's
once we get a right answer, I'll say what's your guess.
I love it.
If you have one. Another fun thing we do here in the opening part of the show is the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The Oilers will try to turn Wolf into a little puppy tonight at Rogers Place. Look out, Dustin. Captain Connie is going to pour water all over the Flames. Connor Ingram will be the netminder for the locals. Hey, who says condors can't fly? This is the best feel-good story since my brother-in-law kept rolling sevens at the craps table. Special guest in studio from the French Falcons. This guy spends a lot of the time in Montreal. Hey, Justin Lawrence, is that poutine in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
I think
Chet
I'm just
Palmer.
happy to see you.
Yeah, okay, good. He actually answered the question.
I gotta answer the question.
Jay Milne often gets asked what's in his pocket by Chet.
I'm curious to know what's in the pocket too. Probably not a poutine.
Yeah, probably not. You eat a lot of poutine?
Don't hate me. I hope anyone who's a Quebecois listening to this, I'm not a big poutine fan.
Okay, well, that's fine. How come? Too much gravy?
Yeah, I don't know. I think fries are good in their simple form of just fries. I don't think you need the gravy and the cheese, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought old linemen were supposed to eat anything.
Well, okay, so that's where we're misunderstanding right now. I will eat it if it's presented to me, but I won't go out of my way to eat it. I'll pretty much eat anything.
You won't order
that's presented.
poutine, but if somebody brought you a poutine, you would eat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, you never turn down free food.
How many hours before a game do you eat?
It depends. Like I prefer night games, like a 7 p.m. game, and then I'll usually eat about 12, like at noon. Because I'm one of those people, like when it gets closer to game time, I get kind of a weary stomach, so I like to have my food in me, digested before the game, and then I'll basically just run off of caffeine after that.
Who was it? Somebody was it Josh Allen? Somebody was puking on the sidelines a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was Josh Allen.
Here's my question: how much vomiting occurs during a CFL game?
I think people would be surprised how often it actually happens, and it's I think that's people in sports in general. I'm telling you, it's just you get the nerves before a game, no matter how many games you played, and some people just need to let it out before the game to feel better.
But what about on the sidelines?
Yeah, I would say it happens. Have
you puked on the sidelines?
Multiple times.
Like from being hit, or you're just like
getting the nerves out before the game. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd say I don't think it happens much during a game. It's before the game. You'll see it the odd times. Guys run into the trash can. And
no way.
Yeah, I actually we were playing in Saskatchewan last year, and right before the game, I'd actually puked in the garbage can on the sidelines, and I looked at my tagged photos on my Instagram profile, and if you're not following the person, you don't see the request or the picture you're tagged in.
Right.
And I was looking, and here's this picture of me throwing up in a trash can from some random Sass fan. Yeah, I was like, this is crazy.
Well, I'm sure the Sass fans love that.
Yeah,
they'll be all over you.
That's okay. We beat them, so.
It was all worth it, everybody.
Yeah, all worth it.
All right. We also do an off-topic topic every day. So I think this will be a fun one, too. It's presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So I decided to steer away from the Christmas topic today just because we've done a lot, and we got Justin Lawrence here. He plays for the Alouettes. So I thought, for an off-topic topic, who is your favorite Montreal athlete of all time?
I love it. Let's talk a little Montreal. I feel like most people would expect me to go football because obviously I play the sport. But as a classic Canadian kid growing up, I'm going to go with a hockey player by the name of Martin Brodeur.
Right, okay. So you're going somebody who grew up in Montreal. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so born there, and like I said, not a player in Montreal, but just someone who's from there. I grew up a big hockey fan as a kid and always wanted to be a goalie. So growing up watching Martin Brodeur, I thought he was great. And I didn't realize until when I first got to Montreal, my good buddy, P.O., who you met, is from there, and he's a big hockey fan. And he told me that Martin Brodeur is actually from Montreal.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. So had to throw him in as my favorite Montreal athlete from Montreal.
See, this is an interesting one for me. I mean, when I was younger, I kind of copied, like before the Oilers were in the NHL. I mean, my dad grew up in an era where there were 6 teams and then 12. So he was a Canadiens fan and then kind of would cheer for Montreal and Edmonton. So I kind of copied him.
Yep.
So, I liked Waugh, like I liked Kirk Muller, like that 93 team I enjoyed watching because they won all those overtime games and they were pretty cool. But I mean, you're wearing an Expos cap.
Yeah.
And I've told the story about watching when I was a kid in the summer, there'd be Wednesday night baseball on CBC. That was the night for their Expos game of the week.
Yeah.
And it would start at 7:00 in every time zone after the news, right? So in Montreal, in the East, it was on live. In Edmonton, or in Alberta, I mean, we were outside of Edmonton. It was 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So I would get to stay up and watch, and I would tell my mom, she listened to the radio every hour, don't tell me who won. So I love those Expos teams of the early 80s. So I'll throw Gary Carter's name into the hat here. But I mean, Dawson, Raines, Wallach, all those guys from that era. So Steve Rogers pitching, Jeff Reardon getting saves. I'll go with Gary Carter for my guy.
I love it. A little Expos talk. Have you seen the documentary of the Expos?
I couldn't. I had to stop watching it. It was too depressing.
I would have loved to have been in Montreal and to have a baseball team out there. I think it would be so much fun.
Well, maybe they'll get it back.
Hey, you never
Did
know.
you watch the whole documentary?
No, I haven't yet. No.
They bring in the one guy who's really cocky and was like, well, it's not my fault. And I was like, I can't watch this right now. I'll finish it someday.
Yeah, if you have to say it's not your fault, it's probably your fault.
Yeah, exactly. Mark in the Park says, don't forget about Expos legends Randy Johnson and Tom Brady. Yes, Tom Brady was an Expos draft pick. I don't even know if he ever went to camp with them, but certainly Randy Johnson was really good. Pedro was there.
That's a good deep dive. I like it.
Casino Dealer Jay says, sevens aren't always good at the craps table, LOL. Well, Chet Palmer's brother-in-law, just if he had some good luck, just let him have some good luck. Okay?
Yeah, come on.
We'll do your T-shirt after the break, Coob. I know people will see it during the update, but we'll give them a shout out and show off the T-shirt. All right. So the off-topic topic for William Huff, your favorite Montreal athlete of all time. You can vote for Justin Lawrence, by the way, even though he's sitting here. I mean, he'd be flattered.
I think that's
maybe your wife will write in.
Honestly, I should. She should. If she doesn't, I'll be below disappointed.
Right. or she writes in Davis Alexander.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who's coming up on the show. You're going to hear from Chris Knobloch and from Trent Frederic when we get back. Here's the Coob.
Trent Frederic is back for the Oilers. Curtis Lazar out of the lineup as they battle the Flames. Connor Ingram gets another start, his second straight for Edmonton. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson as they get you set for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going at 6 o'clock right here on EST. And right now it's the Maple Leafs and Penguins underway. 3-1 for the Leafs. Steven Lorentz on the board with his fourth of the season. About 8:20 left to go in this middle frame. After that, San Jose visits Vegas. The Kraken and Knights face off as the Red Wings and Stars hit the ice. For the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his right hand and is out for their Christmas tilt against the Lions. Max Brosmer will start for the Vikings, with McCarthy leaving Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime because of the injury. College football action. Just one game underway. Toledo is down 27-22 to Louisville with about 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and there's 14 games in the association. Toronto hits a hardwood in Miami at 5:30. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. More on the Reid Wilkins Show with guest co-host Justin Lawrence on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
They have 7 defensemen from last time. Say Parayko or Harley are out, and Schaefer could be there for the experience, and he's going to be on the next Olympic team, and Bush can be there. If something happens to Makar, you slide Bush in.
I'm okay with it. I'm still kind of surprised he's even in that conversation now at this point, but I think the only reason that he would be if Makar gets hurt.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
From our Sentinel Storage family to yours, wishing you and those you love a wonderful holiday season. A new year filled with an abundance of great health, much laughter, successes that make you smile and delight, and to be surrounded by people and places that make you the happiest.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. A couple days before Christmas, Oilers tonight against the Flames at 6 o'clock. So right after this show ends, Tom Gazzola will take over EST with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Games at 7. Tom will be on after the game with the postgame show. I will join him for Reid's Read, presented by Ewell. Now, I want to tell you that portions of this hour are presented by Little Buckaroo Design. Can you do Jay's parts here, Coop? Do you remember what he does?
I think so.
Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
We can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF signs, and custom decals.
Decals.
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website at lilbuckaroodesign.ca. So great partners here at EST. And they made us shirts. So I dressed for the hockey game tonight. But Coob is wearing the Chet Palmer shirt that they made. The EST. So if you're on YouTube, you'll see it. It's a sort of 1950s radio-looking guy with the suit and the fedora with the EST Live stuck into the brim of his hat. And he's got the old-time looking microphone. Def Leppard used those microphones in some of their videos, most notably Love Bites and Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad? Justin's like, what is he doing? So those are great. And we got Joker shirts as well with the Reid Wilkins show with Jay Milne logo on a card that he's holding.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Very lucky. They're
like
an awesome
the long
partner.
sleeve.
Yeah.
And the quality is great. Like this print is real good. Like you could just feel it putting your fingers on it, man. It's good quality stuff.
Yeah, so we appreciate it. Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta. Justin Lawrence from the Montreal Alouettes. You're still living in Spruce Grove, right?
Yep, still living in Spruce Grove.
Still living in Spruce Grove. Former U of A Golden Bear. He's joining me today, filling in for Jay in the co-host chair. So look, you show up, you get out of your truck. Well, actually, here's what I see. I see the door to the truck open. You backed in. So I just see your legs, and I see bare legs. You're wearing shorts.
Always wear shorts.
Do you ever not wear shorts?
I don't know. Maybe 5 times a year I'll wear pants.
Did you get married in shorts?
If I had the choice, I probably would have, but...
Did you ask your wife?
I didn't. I already knew it was going to be a no. If it was a destination wedding, I maybe could have pulled it off.
Where was your wedding?
It was in the U of A Botanical Gardens in Devon.
Wait, was it on a bye week?
Yes,
it
was.
Mid-season?
Yeah, it was right after our first bye week, actually. So it was a crazy week, and once I got back, we had basically, I think it was 6 days off for the bye week.
Okay.
So from the second I got back, we were DIY, working on our wedding and just trying to make sure everything was in place going into it. And then we got married on the Friday, had our wedding. Everything was beautiful. It turned out to be such a great day. And shout out to my wife. She did a great job planning it because I just was trying to do quality control and keep everything calm. And then flew out to Montreal the next day on Saturday. So
there was no honeymoon.
No honeymoon.
There has been one since.
Well, we're in the process of planning it, and the way I look at it is it's a good thing because we get an extended honeymoon. Most people get married, they do their honeymoon, and then it's done.
Okay.
For us, it's like we got married. Now we have another 3 months to plan our honeymoon.
You know what you suggest? You should suggest going to Italy in February, and then you can just take her to the Olympics. I happen to get these tickets to some hockey match. Perhaps we should go.
I'm telling you, Reid, that'd be an easy sell because she loves Italy. So I don't think that would be a hard sell.
Well, I've never met your wife.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know her, but because of you, we're Instagram friends or whatever it's called. So whenever she's at an Oilers game, and she was on the Jumbotron during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I texted you and I was like, I think you're. I don't know if you would have been married during the Cup final. Probably not quite yet.
No, not quite.
But I was
yet.
like, I think your fiance was just on the Jumbotron. And you were like, yeah, she was. I just got other texts, and then she put it on her account. So anyway, hopefully she's listening today.
Yeah, oh yeah, she'll be listening for sure. So
hopefully she's a general fan of this show.
Oh, she loved it. She loves the sport. Like they go to Oilers games all the time. So I know they listen in.
All right, we got a text here, 780-218-9999. Tim in the 514. Is that the Montreal area code?
Yep, it is.
Question to J-Law. Thoughts on the Als players signed through 2028? It's been rare since the Alouettes returned in 96 that so many players have been locked down for so long.
Yeah, I think it's huge. And, me and Reid were talking earlier. I think a lot of it's based on how good of a locker room we've built and how close everyone is and, the right direction of the whole organization's going in. And I think it starts with our upper management all the way down to the players. The big thing we always talk about in our organization is everyone's on the same level and we're all a team. And I've been to pro sports now for 8 years and you really don't see that often. As much as that sounds surprising, is there's a big respect level. And I think guys see how good we really can be for the next, 5 to 10 years. And I think guys really want to be a part of that. I think that's why you're seeing 3-year contracts all the way through 2028. And I was a part of that. I really, I can't see myself being anywhere else right now. It's just such an unbelievable team. And I love everything about it.
Do you have an agent?
I do have an agent. Yeah. We call him actually Davis, who's going to be on the show. We have the same agent. His name's,
nice.
Fred Weinroch, but we call him Fred the Bread.
Okay.
Fred the Bread.
Imagine that. So when you get an extension, who initiates that? The agent, you, the team? Where does it start?
Well, it's kind of everywhere. Sometimes it's the team, sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's a little bit of both. I think at the end of the year when, you do your exit meetings with coaches and the general manager, I think you have a pretty good consensus on whether you're going to be back with the team and kind of what your future is going to be with the team. For this is my third year in a row extending with the Montreal Alouettes. This is my longest extension I've had, but it's always been mutual. I think either I've started with my agent going out to them or they've brought it up to my agent and there was a mutual feeling about wanting to be here. So sometimes I think it just depends on, your position and how long you've been there and how you fit in with the team.
Right. Brianne has texted.
Good.
Always listening. Love Edmonton Sports Talk. So there we go.
Good job. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. 780-218-9999 River Creek Resort and Casino inbox. I'll give another clue for the mystery athlete in a few minutes. But since you're here playing for the Alouettes, we threw out there for the off-topic topic for William Hoff, favorite Montreal athlete of all time, Bronco Nick, Jacques Villeneuve. F1 driver. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a little different topic. I like it.
Yeah, so we'll see what else comes in here. There were a couple guesses for the mystery athlete. Nobody got it yet after the first clue. Oh, I'm supposed to put the clues in the nasty chat.
No, I did that first one.
God, you're a gem.
I got it.
This guy's on top of everything.
Least I can do. It's part of my job.
Keep giving us the thumbs up, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube. All right, let's get to some Oilers storylines. I mentioned Connor Ingram going to be in goal once again. Here's head coach Chris Knobloch.
We thought he was solid in the game against Vegas, played well, and hopefully that he can build some momentum before we take this break going into Christmas.
So, I mean, good story. I mean, personal battles, personal tragedies, going through the NHL Player Assistance Program with Bakersfield. Let's face it, the numbers were not impressive in Bakersfield, which kind of was like, well, why should you call him up?
Yeah.
But with the Jari injury, he comes up. He gets the win. He didn't let in a back-breaking goal. I thought he was pretty honest in his scrum after the game. I thought they'd probably go with Pickard tonight, but I guess Ingram did win, so he gets the call again. Were you surprised to see that?
I mean, I think it could have went either way, but like you said, he got the win and played good hockey. And I think it's one of those things when you have a new guy in, if he gets the win and he's playing good, you roll with the hot hand until it's not a hot hand anymore.
Yeah. Well, and then they got this, break before Christmas. So then I guess you got options for the game in Calgary on Saturday. Trent Frederic is going to be back in the lineup after being healthy scratched against Vegas. Here is Chris Knobloch today on Trent Frederic's return to action.
I think it's really important to keep it as simple as possible. I think there's so much going on in his head that he's, like all players, when they want to play a perfect game, trying to do all the right things, then you're thinking about so much and the game's not natural. It doesn't happen quickly for you, and you end up being almost paralyzed. And I think Freddie's put a lot of pressure on himself and wanting to play better. I think his intentions are fantastic. He's a great teammate, great person, and he wants to help out. He's just in a funk. So right now you got to be really careful about how much you show him. Things that we want to show are very precise, almost just all aligning with his identity and what we need from him.
So Justin, I got to get your take on that.
Yeah.
Because as a pro athlete and you're around other pro athletes, are you buying what Knobloch is saying there, that maybe he's in his own head too much, like he needs a bit of a reset?
Yeah, I definitely think it's probably one of the biggest parts of sports is I think there's the physical side of it and then the mental side of it. And anytime you're in a little bit of a struggle, I think it's just getting over that barrier. It's like, okay, whenever you're playing, whenever you're practicing, you're thinking, okay, I got to be perfect. I got to be perfect to get to, the execution level that I want to. And I think that mental side of it's very good. And I think as the coach spoke on is just, you got to kind of approach it cautiously, because if you, especially a guy who can be such a big part of your team, if you push him too hard and you're a little bit too much aggressive on him, then I think it can kind of lead to more struggles. So I think for him, it's just getting going, and all you need is one just to kind of break through that barrier.
Right. Yeah. Just a couple goals on the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, a guy like that, you're hoping, 15 or something like that. So when a player, and the Oilers are doing better lately. I mean, it's been a good month. They've moved up in the standings. They're playing well. But even so, like, if you've had a teammate that's, and maybe I know football, I know sometimes maybe you're with your positions and the rosters are a little bigger, but I mean, if you had a receiver and he's dropping 4 balls a game, and he used to get 12 targets and now he's getting 2, like everybody knows, right? Like, it's sort of those things, okay, let's just leave Tony alone, let him get his game. Like, what's it like when you have a struggling teammate?
Yeah, the way I've always approached it, and like you said, I know every single athlete's been through this at some point in their lives. It's just, I think you got to just avoid the topic in a sense of like, you want to treat them as normal as possible just to, make them believe that, we're not thinking about it. And like you said, everyone might be, but at the end of the day, you want to treat them just as like, these guys are your friends first, and then your teammates second. So I think it's just, you want to make those guys feel as comfortable and as confident as they can. And I think that's, as a teammate, is how you approach it to, get those guys over the slump a little bit.
Yeah. So do you think, now I know football's different, but I mean, in football, maybe a guy wouldn't get scratched per se, but he'd certainly get taken out.
Yep.
Or you'd certainly know when you're preparing, you'd certainly know, like, oh, we don't have a lot of plays for him.
Yeah.
You'd kind of maybe wouldn't touch that. Like, you wouldn't even be like, hey, hang in there, buddy. You just kind of be like, positive around him, but you don't directly refer to a demotion, so to speak.
Exactly. You avoid the topic at all costs. And like you said, like you said, you're friends with all these guys, so you just try and keep it as normal as possible. And like you said, just try and keep these guys up, because all you need is, like you said, same with hockey. You just need one good player, one good game, and you're back at it.
So do you buy then? Do you buy? And I think this relates to both hockey and football. Do you buy the simplify argument? Like, just like for Frederic's case, like, don't think about scoring a goal. Think about driving the net and hitting a guy, right?
Couldn't agree more. I think get back to the fundamentals, the simple parts of the game, and I think that's where it is. I think guys struggle when they try to do too much or try to, like you said, get a goal or get an assist. Let it play natural, and I'm telling you, it'll work out. I think that's just where guys get in their heads too much and trying to do too much.
Right, because I would think in a sport like hockey, I mean, of course, everybody wants to score. I mean, I remember talking to Drew Menda years ago. I think Chris Russell was on the Oilers. Like, he rarely scored. He said even in the back of Chris Russell's mind driving to the game, he knows he has to block 50 shots that night, but everybody thinks it'd be great to score a goal somehow. Empty netter, bank shot. But I wonder, like a player like Frederic, you do all the things that lead to scoring a goal. Like, try not to think about the end result, right? And what if, it seems to me, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, seems to me when football teams are struggling, they say we got to run the ball. And I always think that because if you run the ball, you have to hit.
Yep.
And then if you start doing that, it could lead to other good things.
Yep. And I think that applies to hockey as well. I think you get back to the simple things. Throw pucks on net. I'm one of those people, I grew up playing hockey, but I think it's like football. Run the ball, keep it simple. If you run the ball well, your passing game is going to be good. Your play action is going to be good. The whole rest of the game is going to handle itself. I think with hockey, you get good quality shots on net, and good things can happen. Rebounds, get guys in front. And I think that's what it comes down to with hockey as well. Just getting back to the simple part of it. And like you said, executing with that stuff, getting in front of shots on the other end on defense. And I think that's how you kind of get over that loop a little bit. Yeah,
you got to create energy somehow. Like I know, and I was talking about it on Two Guys and a Goalie today with Gager and Cass. I think it was when they got crushed by Colorado.
Yep.
And Frederic did a media scrum, and he was saying, well, somebody asked him, well, don't you have to stir something up? He's like, well, at that time he only had one goal. He was like, well, I have one goal. Nobody wants to fight me.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is, don't give a guy a choice or fall on the goalie. Follow the other, like do something. Like, you can't you have to create energy.
Yep.
Right.
And I think it's like you said, I think you described it perfectly. It's creating your own energy. Like you said, you might not be a hot target for the other team to come after you, but you do everything you can to cause something. Like I said, in football, as an offensive lineman, I look at it, okay, if I have a bad play, I'm going to be thinking about it. But the next play, I'm like, all right, I'm got to give it my all this next play. I got to, even if I'm not going to have the best block, I'm hustling to the ball and I'm jumping on the pile. I'm just doing something to get the energy going because I feel like I pick up off of that.
Right. Justin Lawrence from the Montreal Alouettes is in studio today. His quarterback, Davis Alexander, is going to join us at the top of the hour. That'll be fun. We got Jay's play of the day coming up. So Jay did a play of the day, even though he's off, and I did a play of the day. So we're going to have a double for that for Play Alberta. Should I give clue number 2? I better give clue number 2. So
clue number 2.
Coob, you're going to put this in? Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Again, you must text your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino hotline, the inbox, 780-218-9999. So clue number 2 is Flames. Oh, isn't that interesting? Clue number 1 was Canucks. Clue number 2 is Flames. Again, we only accept guesses coming into the inbox, 780-218-9999 for River Cree Resort and Casino. You're trying to win a $25 gift card. Canucks, Flames are the 2 clues. Have you figured it out?
I have no idea.
Well, maybe you have, and you don't know that you have.
I'll give it a couple more clues, and then maybe I'll figure it out here.
Of course, Justin joining me in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Pizza Sunday is back at the Canadian Brewhouse after 4 p.m. Grab an 8-inch 2-topping pizza for just $9.99. Wash it down with $6.99 doubles and $1 off Bud Light tankards. All right, here's the Coop.
It's the Battle of Alberta tonight. Connor Ingram getting the call for the Oilers, his second straight start, and Trent Frederic is back in the lineup for Edmonton, taking the place of Curtis Lazar. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson, free for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live at 6 right here on EST. A dozen other games on tap right now. Pittsburgh and Toronto are in the second intermission. Maple Leafs up 3-2 over the Penguins, and there's a total of 13 games on tap today. After that, it's the Habs and Bruins matching up, and the Red Hot Sabres playing the Senators in Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy is out against the Lions with a hairline fracture in his right hand that forced him to leave Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime. Vikings and Lions play Christmas Day. Max Rosmer starting for Minnesota. One game wrapped up and one game live in college football action. Western Kentucky and Southern Miss are scoreless in the first quarter. To the Association, the Raptors and Heat hit the deck at 5:30. 13 other games around the NBA. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, more on the Reid Wilkins Show. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
Where would you rank him right now, all-time European player?
Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, top 10?
Yes. Well, okay, Yager's got to be up there. Obviously, Ovechkin.
Would you put Peter Stastny?
Lidstrom, definitely.
Solani is another one.
Yari Curry. Malkin.
So you're saying top, like, from 6 to 10?
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
New Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Oilers tonight against the Calgary Flames. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Roslovic. Henrique with Mangiapane and Savoy. Frederic back in at center with Jones and Janmark. So Lazar comes out. Defensively, Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Regula. Stastny with Emberson. And Ingram will start in net tonight. It was an optional morning skate for the Flames, but it was reported that Dustin Wolf will be their starter in net. They beat the Oilers in a shootout way back at the start of the regular season. All right. Oh, you'll like this one. I don't know if we had this last time you heard, Justin. We got a theme song for this.
I love it.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day.
Hey,
Jay's play
pretty good.
of the
Not
day.
bad. Who did the jingle?
AI. I wrote the lyrics. Let's put them in. Presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $50 and using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by depositing $50 and using the code EST Sports. Don't forget to use your game sense. All right, so this is fun. So Jay Milne did one today, and I also did one. So there's Jay's. So you go to playalberta.ca or you go to the app, you go sports, daily specials, and EST specials. We have a whole bunch. There's the Christmas season silliest, the silly EST. There's the grandest parlay. There's the early bird bet of the day. There's Jay's play of the day, and there's also Reid's play of the day. So Jay's already looking to the Christmas day. You know, they're doing three Christmas games in the NFL. How wacky is that? Jay's play of the day, Detroit to win by 6 or more points. I think they're playing the Vikings, right, Coop? Detroit and the Vikings. And the Broncos and Chiefs over 37 points.
I think that's actually a great take on it, honestly.
So those two together. Yeah. Now, I do the old-fashioned odds. It's 3.6 to 1. I don't know what that's plus or minus, Coop. So that's Jay's. So his is for Christmas. I'm going hockey.
Okay.
All right? Connor McDavid, 2 or more points. I mean, he's getting almost 3 points a game.
I know.
He's 2.6 per game in the last 10.
I don't want to say anything because I believe in jinx and stuff. So
I'm not done.
Okay.
And Connor Ingram, 21 or more saves. That's boosted 2.45 to 1. So 2.5 to 1, basically. So McDavid to get 2 points or more, and Ingram to make 21 or more saves.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking, if the Flames get 7 or 8 shots a period, he's got to stop 7 of them.
Yep.
They should get 21 shots.
Yep. I think 21 shots is
and if he's playing well, he'll stop most of them.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly conservative number, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go Milne side just because.
Oh, you're okay. You're not touching mine. Interesting.
Well, just from the aspect of I'm more invested into the Oilers than I am the NFL, so I don't want to jinx McDavid's point streaks going right now. So I'll take Milne on this one. Sorry, Reid.
No, that's okay. Well, it's your choice.
Yeah,
people. It's not one or the other. But that's okay.
Okay.
I usually don't have one. Well, McDavid usually does well against Calgary.
Yeah, and like you said, he's hot going into the Christmas break. So
power play's hot. Like power play's 33% for the season, number 1 in the league. Well, I usually give the special team stats off my notes here. The Oilers' power play is 33.3%. So that's exactly a third.
Wow, that's incredible.
First in the league. Calgary's power play is not good. 14%, that's 30th. Now, the Calgary PK is actually decent. It's 8th in the league, 82.1%. So you'll have an outstanding power play against a very good penalty kill. And then you'll have a poor power play against a below-average penalty kill because the Oilers are only 23rd on the PK, 77.6%. So that's the special teams matchup.
Wow, let's hope for an Oilers win.
So now my points for McDavid are just any points. Like I figure he's good for a point on the power play. He's probably good for an even strength point. If Ingram does a good job backstopping them,
I got a good.
Then away you go.
Got a good feeling for a Connor McDavid hat trick. I don't know what it is. Sitting right in my spine right now.
So how much? Okay, I got to ask you this because I do think this is a discussion point for the Oilers. They're doing better lately, right? It's been a pretty good. I got to double check their. It'll be on here. The December record is 7-3-1 in December. Pretty good. By the way, the Flames are 6-3 in December. Don't forget they're doing better. How much is it? Are the Oilers playing better, or McDavid or Draisaitl just so out of their minds right now?
Well, I think it is a team effort, but when you have guys like that, like those guys are essentially like the quarterback of the hockey team, right?
Right.
And when those guys are playing out of their mind, I think it lifts everyone up, so everyone plays at a higher level. So I think they're definitely the key component to it for sure.
Yeah. Well, again, McDavid 10-game point streak, 26 points. I mean, you got Hyman back, you got Nugent Hopkins back, Roslovic's back, so they kind of have their I guess Kapanen, but he's been out most of the season. But they certainly have their top 6 or 7 forwards now. Yeah. McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Roslovic, Savoy's been up there. I've liked most of his season. We've been talking about Frederic, Mangiapane, some of the guys who are struggling, but they sort of have their forwards more or less, I guess, the way they would want them to look. So we'll see. You love a little bit more from a couple other guys. Are you into like the selection of the Olympic team and all this stuff? You're not hyped about that?
Well, no, I haven't really followed it too much. Obviously I know it's a big deal, and I'm excited to see the team made, but I'm not like I follow the Oilers. I really don't follow hockey outside of it too much. So
okay.
I really don't have too much of an opinion to kind of give out for it.
There's a lot of talk. Well, there's not a lot of talk. I mean, people bring up Bouchard. I don't know about that. I'd love to see Hyman on the Olympic team.
I agree. I think he's a great hockey player. I agree with you. I don't think Bouch should be on there, but I think Hyman's a guy that would bring a lot to that hockey team.
I just think, look at Hyman and tell me how he is going to hurt Team Canada.
Yep.
I mean, I guess you could argue some guys could do what he does better.
Yep.
Fair enough. But I don't know how you could look at Zach Hyman if you're putting together Team Canada and say, okay, how does Zach hurt us?
Yeah.
Is there any situation where he would be on the ice and we'd be like, oh crap, we got to change as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, and I think with a team that's so overly powered, like Team Canada, I think you just got to have guys who play really good role positions. And I think he's that guy that plays hockey, like he's good in every little single spot, defense, scoring, physical. And I think those are the guys you kind of need where, like I said, we talked about Bouch. Like I think we already have enough scoring on a dominant Team Canada team that you don't really need that scoring factor. You need the guys who play defense and handle the physical side of things.
Right. And if you need Hyman on the power play, put him on.
Exactly.
I know they'd have a pretty good power play. You need him to kill a penalty,
put him on.
Do that. You need him to forecheck, like go out there. And I put him on McDavid's line, find them a winger, and away you go.
Yep.
Lars in the nasty chat. That's the chat on YouTube. Hey, Justin, doing a great job as a guest co-host. By the way, nice lid. Where would one acquire such a chapeau?
Well, I don't know about the Edmonton area where I'd find one. I got all my hats in Montreal. As you'd expect, it's a lot easier to find Expos hats out there.
So you just get it. You just got. Yeah. You don't even remember they're everywhere.
Yeah, I got the lids in right down St. Catharines in Montreal, which is kind of like the busiest street in Montreal.
Yeah, I have an Expos hat. It's my golf hat. And I went to a couple Canadiens games in 2010. Oh, yeah, you messaged me, but I put it up at our golf tournament. So I like wearing an Expos hat and then saying I actually got it in Montreal. Yeah, now, the team was already gone.
Yep.
And it's probably starting to stink. I maybe need a new one. I'll have to get you to mail me one.
Yeah, I could do that for you anytime.
So, yeah, if you're just on the street, but you have like a black, it was like, I don't know if they ever wore that as an alternate, but it's like a different... It's a black with the bronze kind of gold outline.
Yeah. It's just kind of like classic. You see like the Yankees, the Dodgers, all those generic hats. They kind of just do that lots with the Expos in Montreal. Those do different designs.
Now, do you get Alouettes merch?
Yep.
So you wear it out in public all the time?
Yeah. I mean, it's free clothing. We get lots of clothes every year. So I definitely wear Alouette stuff all the time.
I feel like football players do that more than hockey players. Because like when the Elks come in, and occasionally you might see a guy around the stadium, like they always got the Elks hoodie and the Elks sweatshirt. Like I don't feel like Leon Draisaitl would. Maybe he does. I don't know. Like would he go to the supermarket in a Oilers tracksuit?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't. Maybe I look at it from the perspective of like a big guy. I'm like, I get clothes that fit me good. I'm gonna wear them around. So, and they're usually pretty comfy from the Alouettes too.
Do you keep your jersey after the season? Like, do you do anything like that?
Yeah, I'm one of those weird people that I buy my jerseys after every season. So,
so the players can purchase them if a player wants it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like that, like any league, like CFL. I know the NFL is like that, where you purchase your jerseys at the end of the year. They usually give you one jersey and then you buy the rest. They're not much. But yeah, I've kept my jerseys from my first year in 2018 all the way through this year. So okay. And do you frame them or just keep them in a closet? What do you do? Yeah, I just keep them, and then a lot of guys like who I'll play with, if I want a jersey swap with them, I just keep extra jerseys to give away to guys if like I said, I've traded with David Beard, who's an U of A guy, Mark Cordy, and then my good buddy in Montreal, Pierre-Olivier Lestage. So,
right, and that's who I met.
Yeah, at the hockey game,
was that a playoff game you went to last year? I can remember.
Yeah, it was a playoff hockey game.
That's awesome.
I think actually it wasn't a playoff hockey game. It was during the stretch. Remember when
it might have been in March
and McDavid were hurt?
Oh, so it was like mid to late March. Yeah, you guys came to the game. Okay. Justin Lawrence is here. He is, of course, a Spruce Grove guy, former U of A Golden Bear, several seasons now in the Canadian Football League, 2.5 Grey Cup championships. Unfortunately, his Alouettes just coming up short against the Rough Riders about a month ago. The quarterback for the Owls, Davis Alexander, is going to check in next after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
If I was to power rank the NFC right now of how I feel like, who would I want to bet on to go represent them in the Super Bowl? I think especially after last night's performance. Now, while it was still a team that's now faltering and is falling, and then they have maybe a little bit of a softer schedule, I think I would almost put them at number 1. With all due respect to Sam Darnold, I'm not sold on Sam Darnold.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Trent Frederic is back in the Oilers lineup. Curtis Lazar out tonight against the Flames. Connor Ingram will get the start, his second straight for Edmonton. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson as they get you set for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going at 6 right here on EST. And right now there's one game underway. It's tied at 3 aside between the Penguins and Maple Leafs early in the third. After that, San Jose visits Vegas. The Kraken and Knights face off as the Red Wings and Stars hit the ice. For the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his right hand and is out for their Christmas tilt against the Lions. Max Rosmer will start for the Vikings, and there's 14 games in the association. Toronto hits the hardwood in Miami with tip-off at 5:30. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, well, you gotta love, I mean, our listeners, our nasties, as we call them, are just incredible. So we just had the 4 o'clock break. and I go out into our reception area here, and Ben Thompson, who's here tonight to produce our Oilers pre- and post-game shows, says, "Hey, Reid, you got a visitor." So it's Ken Davison, who is 80 years of age, who was our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week in August when he was running the Edmonton Marathon. I can't remember the exact total. Is he up around 150, Coop? He's run well over 100 marathons. So he stopped in to bring us some cookies. Yeah.
You think that's part of the marathon diet right there, the cookies?
Well, he said that he and his wife, they just got back from Hawaii. What do you think he did in Hawaii?
Ran on the beach.
Ran the marathon. he ran the marathon. And I was like, how'd you do? He's like, I got 6th out of like 100 and something in his age category. Yeah, he's fine.
That's incredible.
Awesome. What's the farthest you think you could run?
Farthest I'm running in one stretch, 15 yards.
And then hitting people.
Exactly.
As many people as possible.
Yeah, short bursts.
I'm Reid Wilkins. Justin Lawrence is here, Spruce Grove native, of course, center for the Montreal Alouettes. So he's often snapping the ball to our next guest, who's joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. It is the quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes, Davis Alexander, checking in. Davis, I'm Reid. That's Justin. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so good. How are you doing?
Good. Do we have you all got that echo, Coop? All right. Well, thanks a lot for doing this. I didn't really need you to introduce you to Justin, because he booked you for the show, and I know you're probably getting ready for Christmas. So thanks a lot for doing this. I want both of you to answer this, but I'll start with Davis. Describe the relationship between the center and his quarterback.
Oh boy. I think the best way to describe it is trust. He's got to have a lot of trust in me, and I think I got to have more trust in him. But he kind of does a really good job of, I'm able to talk to him, and he can talk to the rest of his offensive line unit. He's kind of the captain of that ship. I'm the captain of the skill players and all that stuff. So it's a great balance.
Yeah, I think you described it perfectly as trust. That's the thing is, Davis looks at the broad picture of everything, everything past the line of scrimmage, and then I'm handling everything in the box. So, the longer we play together, I think we just picked up on each other, our tendencies and, our strengths. And I'm telling you, it doesn't help that we're damn good friends. So it's awesome having you on today, Davis. I appreciate you coming on.
We got a good question here from Matthew in our chat. Does Davis recognize this side of Justin?
Yeah. This totally seems like this is J-Law's element.
I think he means looking at his front and not his butt.
Beautiful.
That's what he means.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to look at myself in the middle of a game in 30-degree weather from behind. So at least he can do it.
No. I think at that point you just get used to it, right?
Exactly.
Davis, thanks for doing this. You're an exciting young talent in the Canadian Football League. But let's start with the most recent game. I asked Justin about it off the top of the show. You guys made the Grey Cup. You fell behind. You had a rally going. You had a tough turnover down near the goal line. Are you over that game? Do you think about it still? To tell me about the Grey Cup a bit.
Yeah, I would say I'm over it. But I could tell you I probably think about it every hour of every day. So I don't know if that really means I'm over it. But no, emotionally I'm over it. I just, obviously you want that one back. But Saskatchewan, they played a heck of a game, and we got behind early, and we showed some resiliency, coming back, and we're a couple plays here and there away from giving us a chance, but no, it's going to make us hungry and all that stuff. But, there's also 8 other teams that are trying to win it again next year. So we got to stay true to ourselves and just see if we can use that experience and have it propel us forward.
All right. I've been doing this long enough that I know sometimes athletes will dodge this question. You've been doing this long enough to know that media guys like me are going to ask, and you can decide how it's answered.
Okay.
A story for you throughout the season was perhaps that you were not as healthy as you would have liked to be. Now that the season is over, would you like to share anything? Or, were you struggling a lot in the playoffs during the Grey Cup and that you wish you would have felt a little better perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't a secret that I was dealing with a hamstring injury. I think at that point it was like a grade 2 tear, which is, I think, supposed to sideline you for 4 to 6 weeks. But, we did enough where we felt I could do enough to play that game. And, ultimately go out and play the game. And, I threw a couple of, the best footballs I've ever thrown in my whole life. So I can't blame an injury for the way I played, and I would never do that anyway. But nobody's 100% healtly at that point, So I'm sure they had some stuff going on with their guys, and it was a little bit unfortunate, but I was able to go out there and play, and I would love to be 100% healthy, and that's my job this offseason, make sure I'm 100% healthy for 100% of next season.
Yeah, and I can contest to the fact people who are listening from Edmonton who don't get to really be around Montreal sports, but David's like, I'm telling you did a great job of no matter what you were going through with the injury and everything like that, I feel like you always made us as like teammates know you're going to be 100%. And I'm telling you, like, this Davis gives 100% no matter what's going on. This guy was dealing with the hamstring, dealing with everything. And I'm telling you, as a teammate of it, you'd never know this guy was dealing with all that stuff. So I think it's a contest to you as a tough football player, right? And something you deal with, like you said, we're not always healthy at the end of the year, but you push through, and man, you played some great football down the stretch.
I appreciate it, baby.
Davis, Justin speaks very highly of you. I mean, I'm in touch with him a little bit during the season, and he was here getting ready for the show, and he was telling me how much he loves you. The leadership side of being a quarterback.
Yeah.
Did you have that, like, even for maybe a little guy, whatever sports you were playing, or do you have to learn that, like, okay, my teammates are looking to me to set the tone? Like, how much of that comes naturally to you? How much is a learned skill?
Yeah. I think a lot of it ultimately, like, it becomes natural for you. I think it just starts at a super young age. I think oftentimes the quarterback is supposed to be, a pretty well-liked person by his peers. And I try and do a good job connecting with everybody on the team, with the offensive linemen, with receivers, with defensive backs. I mean, I literally, my best friends are across the team. They play every single position. So I think that stems from it. And then the other part is as a quarterback, it's your job to make everyone believe that you're going to win the football game. As a unit, you're going to win the football game, and you got to instill confidence in your guys. And whether they're having the worst game of their life or the best game of their life, it's there's one direction, right? And we're going to win together. We're going to lose together, no matter what happens. And I think just the Montreal Alouettes, I think we do a really good job embodying that vision. And Coach Moss, he does an incredible job. Pressing that on us every single day of the week. And so quarterback, they are supposed to be the leaders and all that. But I mean, if people don't buy into that and people don't buy into your leadership, it means nothing anyway.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like for you, it's like one of those things, like, when you're a quarterback, you kind of naturally grow up being like the leader of the team, and it kind of forces it into you. And I think it just brings out like your true personality as as who you are. And if you can lead people, you can lead people. I don't think you can naturally just like gravitate to being a leader. I think you're either one or you're really not one.
It's a tough one to fake, right?
Yeah.
You can't fake leadership. People can read right through that, right?
Yeah.
So I think as I was coming up in the CFL, I was maybe more of a quieter leader because I wasn't the starting quarterback, but I wanted to win so bad. Yeah. I was just, I was doing anything I can to, keep people in the game. And keep people believing in anything like that. And I think once I was sprung into quarterback action and, being the starter, I think it just became, now I can talk really because I'm actually out there doing stuff and, running the show, quote unquote.
Davis Alexander, Alouette's quarterback, joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show. He's on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. I love stories. I love hearing about journeys. And I especially love hearing about American players who come to Canada. But let's start, so you're a little Davis Alexander. You're like 5'6". What sports are you running around playing? And what got you into football?
Yeah, so I was football, baseball. I played 1 year of basketball. I wasn't very good. I couldn't dribble. I could only pass and shoot. But I was football, baseball. I was a pretty good baseball player. My brother played tackle football. I think he started when he was like 7, and he's 4 years older than me. So I used to go to every one of his games, and I used to just love watching him play. I think that's what really got me into football, his passion for football. And he was a receiver, so it made it easy. We'd go outside and we'd play catch all day. And I remember vividly we'd go to San Diego for a month and stay at my dad's, and we'd go to the beach every single day. And for 6 hours, we'd switch off between throwing baseball and throwing football, baseball, football. My brother's like probably my biggest inspiration in that aspect.
So coming to the CFL, as you know, there's a lot of football players from the southeastern United States. I know you're not, but I've talked to a lot of Elks that they've been like, yeah, I didn't know where Edmonton was till I got out at the airport. And, a lot of people, they come up in May or June and they're like, wow, it's sunny all the time. And then October, November hits. Your relationship with Canada or knowledge of the CFL before you became an Alouette?
Yeah. I knew of Canada. I knew all the big cities. I don't think I knew Saskatchewan, just because they don't have like an NHL team. But I knew Calgary, sense. Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, and then I lived in Seattle, so Vancouver, Seattle. It's like 2 hours away, 3 hours away. As far as the CFL, I knew of it. Huge sports fan. I didn't watch a ton of it. But I was a huge Johnny Manziel fan. I loved his competitive spirit. I loved the way he played at A&M. He was just different, right? So I remember when it didn't work out the Browns, I think he went to Hamilton first. And so that's when I started watching a couple CFL games, and I was trying to figure out, I'm like, I got to watch Johnny. And then he ended up getting traded to Montreal, and I think his first game he didn't do too well. I think his first pass he threw a pick or something. But I remember telling my agent, because I was getting limited NFL looks, like maybe a chance, but probably not a chance. And I remember saying, like, he told me I was on Montreal's negotiation list, which I had no idea what it was, but it sounded good. And I was like, dude, if you can get them to sign or send me a contract, I'll stop my pro day training and I will sign today and I will be there whenever they want. And I think they sent me it like 2 weeks later, and it was the rest is history.
So biggest adjustment for you, you're playing 4 down American field, which will look more like a Canadian field a little bit soon, but that's another story. What was the biggest adjustment for you?
Oh my gosh, the waggle. Like, I couldn't grasp the concept of trusting that my receiver is going to go on my hands, because if in offense, a lot of whether things go right or whether things go wrong, it's on the quarterback, right? Especially, that's what I was taught. So I'm looking to my left and right as I'm supposed to be dissecting the defense. Pre-snap, this is training camp. Pre-snap, I'm supposed to be dissecting the defense, but I'm looking to my left and looking to my right to make sure my freaking receivers are running forward. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to throw my hands forward and people are supposed to follow me. Like, what if they're not paying attention? So I think that, like, initially that was my first, like, all right, I'm like, I got to just put my trust in these guys and hopefully they know what they're doing. Because you also got to think most of the people I'm going with are, third, fourth string guys, which are often American guys trying to crack the roster.
Oh, right? So everybody's
figuring it out. Those guys don't even know what a waggle is. And so, that one got me, and then I think the goalpost in the middle of the field was a little interesting too,
which is going away.
That's one of the
things that's going away.
Hey, I got a quick one for Davis here. What was I gonna say here? I lost my train of thought here. Hey, okay. So as a Spruce Grove guy living around the Edmonton area, I'm slowly trying to transform Edmonton fans, Spruce Grove fans, into Alouettes fans.
Okay.
As much as it might hurt them, but I just want to hear from your perspective as a starting quarterback from the Alouettes. Why should people cheer for the Alouettes going forward?
Oh, man. Shoot, I'd say we're probably one of the most exciting teams in the league. I think a lot of us, offense, defense, special teams, we play with a ton of passion. And I'd say, honestly, a lot of us we're really nice. Not to say other teams aren't. But we're really nice, genuine people. I think a lot of us go out of our way to take care of fans, to interact with fans. Just good people, good culture, and I think you'd have a lot of fun if you watched this.
All right, I got a serious one, and then we'll do a couple fun ones at the end. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned your brother and your dad.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on any other family members or coaches that have helped you on your journey or inspirations that you still have?
Yeah. I mean, my mom is like the biggest football fan in the world. She has been for forever. She actually, when we moved from the Bay Area to Seattle, I was going into fourth grade and I was, like I said, I was a huge baseball fan. I was pretty good at it. And we had just won a baseball tournament, and then my mom drove us from California to Seattle to move into our house. And 2 days later was football sign up there. And I remember crying in bed because she was making me go to football sign up. And I was like, I think I was 8 or 9. I was like, screw. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I'm not I don't want to play. And I want to play baseball. And she's like, you are playing she's yelling at me, cussing at me. She's like, you are playing football. And I'm like, whatever, because I was not good at football right before that. I was playing no offense, Shayla, I was playing offensive line. I was playing defensive line. They would just stick the kid in anywhere so we can make sure, because I think back then you had to play 6 plays a game. So they'd stick me at left guard or right guard and just to fill space. Anyway, so she drags me there and there's a bunch of kids and parents and stuff. And they're like, okay, what position does your son play? I'd never played anything besides O-line and D-line. And she's like, he's a quarterback. And they're like, yeah, okay. Every 8-year-old's a quarterback, right? So I started off third string on a 19 person team. And I ended up playing pretty well in a jamboree. I always had a good arm because of baseball, but yeah, my mom forced me into a quarterback role, and the rest took off.
That's amazing. That's a great story.
It's funny. My first year in football, I showed up to camp, and same thing. They asked you what position you played. I said wide receiver, and I'm telling you, I was the exact same body frame, but 4 or 5 inches shorter. And I remember showing up first practice, and they threw me on O-line. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. We'll have to get a trick play going in this year for.
That's what I'm saying.
Center eligible. Yeah, I don't know if
we've tried. We've done a couple, haven't we? We've messed around in practice.
I'm telling you, I keep telling everyone with the Alouettes, I got the best hands on the team.
That's not true, but
hey, man, I touch the ball the most out of everyone. So,
you and I both.
That's a good point. There's no play without Justin snapping it.
There is no play.
Davis Alexander on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. Thanks for being so generous with your time. We were talking about poutine earlier. So Justin's like, yeah, I don't eat poutine. And then the conversation went to, okay, well, actually, if someone puts it in front of me, I'll eat it. I just never order it. Poutine, yes or no? Was there poutine in Seattle or the Bay Area when you were a kid?
No. There was no. So I'm saying no to Seattle and Bay Area poutine. Actually, my dad and my stepmom were the ones, like, when I signed in Montreal, they're like, hey, I think there's really good poutine over there. I'm like, what is poutine? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's cheese curds, it's fries, gravy. Like, they're huge fans of it. When I first got there, I didn't initially like it, but I've grown to like it. I just actually saw there's a place in Montreal. They have like filet and lobster and with poutine, and I think I really have to try that. But I don't. I think it's solid. It makes me like it's pretty filling, right? Like it's a lot as a side. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting it as a main. You know, so maybe I'm picky.
I never understood that too. Like you said, people who go to a restaurant and then they'll get a full meal and then they'll get a poutine as a side. I'm like, I'm pretty sure like poutine is an entree in its own sense. Like you already got fries, like, cheese, gravy, like and then usually some kind of meat on there too. So it's a dense meal.
Yeah, like I'll get it
1,500 calories.
New York fries. That'll be my lunch if I'm shopping at Kingsway. That's one of the malls here in town, Davis. All right, before we and thanks again for doing this. This is cool to have you on the show. I mean, you're an exciting talent in the CFL. You've had a great run already, and I'm sure there's even more to come. If you don't mind, where are you now? Where are you spending Christmas? Any cool traditions you're going to take part in over the next couple of days?
So I'm actually here. I'm in Gig Harbor, Washington. That's where I went to high school. Visiting my brother and his wife. They just got married in June. Congrats to them. And we're just here chilling. I think we're going up to Oak Harbor, which is about an hour and a half. It's about an hour and a half north. Spending it with her family. Just chilling, watching football, good vibes, nothing crazy. But this is my first time back here in my hometown in almost 5 years. So it's been good to see a lot of friends, and I just don't get a chance to come out here that much. But now that they bought a house out here, I'll definitely have to come back here a couple more times.
All right. Right on.
No, that's amazing. Appreciate you coming on, Davis, man. It's I'm telling you guys right now, everyone who's listening and watching in, generally one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. Great human being, cares about everyone around him more than he cares about himself. And like I said, I just appreciate you taking the time to come on with me and Reid today.
No, I appreciate you guys, and I want you guys to have happy holidays and just enjoy your time, of course, baby.
Right on. Appreciate it, Davis. And we'll enjoy the Flames and Oilers, too, if you got time to watch it.
That's a good one. Yeah. Let's go.
Battle of Alberta. It's a big deal out here.
Alberta, baby.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Take care.
All right, you guys take care. Peace.
See you, my man.
Davis Alexander, quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes. Great job booking him.
Hey.
Great job booking him.
Hey, no one I'd rather have on here than Davis. I'm telling you, like I said, this guy is a baller. I'm telling you, it's so fun to play around this guy and just be around his energy. It's super contagious, and I don't know, I feel like he's helped me grow as a player in the 1 year we've played together full time.
So you snap to him all the time. It's almost all shot. Do you guys still call it shotgun, pistol, whatever it's called now?
Yeah, shotgun.
Shotgun. So does he want it in a certain spot every time, or is he just kind of just put it anywhere in here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's not super picky. He's a great athlete. So he said, as long as it's catchable and he's not having to jump way out of his shoes to get it or anything like that, he's good. He's, like I said, he's got the baseball background, and I can see it because you throw it back there, the guy always catches it. Super consistent. So it makes my job a lot easier.
Right. All right. That was awesome having him on the Oil Country Towing hotline. Davis Alexander, quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes. Oilers and Flames tonight. Of course, we'll keep teeing up that game. Sean Bell and Tom Gazzola are going to be on the show. I know Justin wants to talk to Bellsy a little bit about his World Junior experiences because he was on a couple of teams about 20 years ago. I better give out clue number 3.
Yeah, good idea.
Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Now, to win the $25 gift card, you have to text the right answer to 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Third clue is Berube. Berube is the third clue. Coob, you're putting that in there? Berube. So the clues are Canucks, Flames, and Berube. You don't know who it is, eh?
I have no idea.
This one might be a tough one for. Well, I don't want to give it out any more clues.
Yeah,
I don't want to give a clue that I don't mean is a clue.
I'd rather the chat, everyone who's watching, get it, and then I'll figure my way out. As it goes.
So there you go. 780-218-9999. That is how you text us. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant. $18.99 prime rib special, 7 days a week, except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night, available for dine-in and takeout. We got the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment coming up. Belsey in about 10 or 15 minutes as well. Here's the Coop.
The Oilers and Flames go on it tonight from Rogers Place. Connor Ingram gets his second straight start for Edmonton, with Trent Frederic being injected back into the lineup in place of Curtis Lazar. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson get you set for the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts for that at 6 o'clock right here on EST. And a dozen other games on tap. Max Domi giving Toronto a 4-3 lead over the Penguins. About 4:20 left to go in the final frame of regulation. Later on, the Habs and Bruins matchup, while the Red Hot Sabres play the Senators in Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy is out against the Lions with a hairline fracture in his right hand that forced him to leave Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime. Vikings and Lions go out at Christmas Day. Max Brosmer starting for Minnesota, and there's one game wrapped up in college football. One game is live. It's Western Kentucky and Southern Miss going at it. Southern Miss up 7-3 with 12:13 left to go in the first half. To the association, it's the Raptors and Heat hitting the deck at 5:30 with 13 other games in the NBA. We return here on the Reid Wilkins Show following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Boudreau. I think sometimes a lateral move is a really good move. It's like he's going there starting from scratch. He's not worried about, I went through waivers. This is all a slate clean. It's like going from one school to another school. No matter all the problems you had with the teachers back there, you can start fresh. And I think that's where he is. And I think that's where the lateral move is an upgrade.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
New Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
All right, there's the Thumb Click remix. Is put together by Zach Kubish. Tell you what, if you're taking us in on YouTube today and you have not hit the thumbs up button, click it right now. Let's see if we can get to 100 here for our last show before Christmas. If you've already clicked the thumbs up button, hit share, send the show link off to somebody else by email, by text, whatever, and say, hey, these guys are having fun. They're getting you ready for the Oilers and the Flames. They got Montreal Alouette center Justin Lawrence, Spruce Grove native, in studio. We just had the quarterback for the Alouettes, Davis Alexander, on the show. Gazzola's coming up. Belzy's coming up. We're having an absolute blast, and we're doing it all in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. The December featured wing flavors have dropped at the Canadian Brewhouse. Festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi. Did I say that right? I always say it different than Jay says it.
Do you know what it is?
No, I do know it.
Bulgogi.
This month's flavor showdown.
What is that?
It's like
Korean. It's Korean meat.
Yeah, it's like thinly sliced, marinated.
Yeah, that's
beef,
a
usually.
beef presentation.
Guaranteed, I've had it on Montreal because there is a ton of Asian food and a lot of like you said, just so I probably have had it. I just didn't know that was the name of it.
And you can get it a wing with that flavor. Try them anytime or just 69 cents for a limited time every Wing Wednesday. That's only at the Canadian Brewhouse. You ever had a chicken wing?
A chicken wing?
Yeah.
Never.
No,
that's I'm not a big food
Have you ever
guy.
met Dustin Nielsen? That's all he eats.
Honestly, that's pretty much all I eat too.
Do you ever see Dustin like before a game? Like, does he roll in when he rolls into town and you're like, hey, that's that guy from Edmonton?
No, that's the thing is I would love to run into him, but it's hard to, especially when he comes into Montreal and stuff. Like, such a big city, it's almost impossible that you're going to run into
I guess
someone,
as doing play-by-play, he doesn't interview the players that often.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm an offensive lineman. Usually we're not the ones that are getting interviewed anyways.
Well, see, that's except on this show.
Yeah.
Because we got you from the U of A.
Yeah.
Beard, Cordy, and O'Donnell all from the U of A, and all on the Elks.
Yeah.
So I have like the best access ever to O-linemen.
And hopefully people like listen to us talk. I feel like we got some interesting stuff to say. We're probably not the most PG people, but we're always a good time.
Well, who was it? Dalkey that we had on? I'm sorry. I mean, they from the Riders, but they won.
Yeah.
So we have to have him on.
That's my guy.
I mean, you would have been on the
Dalkey's
week if you guys would have won. So when Justin won with Toronto, I texted him the night of the game. Crazy finish. That was the one with 2 blocked field goals right at the end. I'm like, hey, congratulations, man. Like, when can you come on? And he's like, better give me till Thursday. I'm like, yeah, okay. Should be sober by then.
Yeah. Even like I said, still riding that Grey Cup high. I'll talk like sports anytime. So I was excited to hop on.
There's a few U of A guys. I can't remember them all now. There's another DB kind of like, it's Dalkey on the Riders, right?
Yeah, Dalkey's on the Riders. There's Morgan Runge. He's a fullback for the Riders as well.
Right.
Great guy. Toronto has Tyshawn Blackburn.
Oh, yeah. I've interviewed him before too, yeah.
He's with Toronto. Matthew Peterson, running back for Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah. He had some huge games with the Bears, yeah.
Guy's a great talent. And then Josiah Shackle with
That's
Edmonton.
who I'm thinking of.
Yep.
And was he a Rider originally too? Or was he straight to the Elks?
I think I might be wrong on this one, but I think he spent a little bit of time with Calgary.
Maybe that's what it was. That's what I was also trying to think of.
I'm pretty sure that's most of the guys that are non-offensive linemen.
Well, I know you want to win as an Alouette. I'm hoping the Elks take a step forward. I think O'Donnell's going to help long term.
Yeah,
he's a big, mean guy.
They can have the West, but we won't let them get past that.
The Alberta Blue Cross courageous moment. Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed just for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you. I mean, it's great to have Davis on the show. And I mean, I asked about the injury, and he basically was like, yeah, I should have been out 4 to 6 weeks, and I wasn't. And you commented on his leadership. I love what he said. The quarterback has to make everybody believe they're going to win the game.
Yep.
I think Riley had that quality here. Fajardo's here now.
Yep.
I mean, they signed him for another year. You obviously had Fajardo as well. I hope this isn't uncomfortable for you, making you talk about the quarterback of another team. But I mean, does Cody have that sort of gravitas as well?
Oh, absolutely. And I think Edmonton fans got a good taste of that the minute he kind of took over as a starting quarterback. It's like anything when you're a new team, it takes a little bit to transition, getting comfortable with everyone. But I'm telling you, firsthand experience, that was a guy that led us to the Grey Cup in 23, and he's an unbelievable leader too. And that's the thing with Cody. I had some great memories with the guy, and I think he can put Edmonton in a great position. And I think they did a good job going out and securing him last year, and I think he's going to be a big part of them going forward.
Yeah. Well, I know you didn't play that game, but he made that late drive to beat you guys.
Yep.
And that was a good moment for Kyon Julian Grant as well, because he dropped the potential game winner against Hamilton the week before that he came back and got it. That was one of the better moments of the season for the Elks for sure.
Yep. Cody's a clutch player. I'm telling you, like drives like that. That's what he's made of.
Yeah. All right. We do not have a winner yet. Alberta Blue Cross, in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. The 3 clues are Canucks, Flames, and Berube. Should I give? Yeah, I better give the 4th clue now. Should we do it now, Coop? Is Belsey in already? Okay, so we got to get going because we got to do a break before Belsey. Scroodland is the 4th clue. So Canucks, Flames, Berube, Scroodland are the 4 clues. You're trying to win the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. And of course, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues: NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit $50 today with the promo code EST50. Get an exclusive for EST $50 free sports bet to get you started. Someone texting in, by the way, 780-218-9999. The people can put in their own handles.
Yeah.
So this person calls himself the loser. Probably ironically. I'm sure this person is not a loser. Hey, Justin, we played high school football against each other. I was also an offensive lineman, and our whole team knew you'd be going to the CFL. Shout out Belrose Bulldogs.
Ah, that's amazing. Had some good battles with Belrose back in the day. Good team. That's awesome. Thanks for reaching out.
All right. We'll talk World Juniors. I think this is going to be fun because I think Justin and Belsey, I should use your nickname, J-Law. Do they call you that in the locker room?
Yeah, honestly, I think there's maybe 3 people in this world who call me Justin.
And I've usually been one of them. What does your wife call you? She doesn't call you J-Law.
Yeah, she does. I'm telling you, it's just, I don't know. It picked up.
I have to start calling you that now. I have no choice. So I think J-Law and Belsey are going to have questions for each other about their respective professions, which will be pretty fun. First, we got the Coop.
Trent Frederic is back for the Oilers. Curtis Lazar out for the game tonight against the Flames. Connor Ingram gets his 2nd straight start for Edmonton after winning 4-3 on Sunday against the Golden Knights. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson get you set for the action. with coverage starting at 6 right here on EST. And a dozen other games around the NHL just wrapped up. The Maple Leafs winning 6-3 over the Penguins. And yet to come is the Stars and Red Wings going at it while the Rangers and Capitals drop the puck. For the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his right hand. He's out for their Christmas tilt against the Lions. And there's 14 games in the association. Toronto hits a hardwood in Miami for tip-off at 5:30. Sean Bell checks in next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Hangout.
I'm working for Walmart or Golf Town. I ain't making the money. I don't care.
I'll tell you to have
if you
a good
want to
day.
come back or not, that's up to you. I'm not there to thank you for your business. It's not my company. And if it's, well, you should do it because they're employing you, I don't care. That company's going to fire me one day. They give me no loyalty. They don't do nothing to me. I ain't there to, be the best employee for them.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear and seasonal items to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of Hockey Canada and the World Juniors.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Guy Flaming from the Pipeline Show. When you look at this Team Canada, what's their strength and do they have a weakness this year?
You know what? I don't really think they have a lot of weaknesses, not a lot of holes. I think the criticism for Canada in the last few years has been that they leave a lot of talent at home. I don't think anybody can look at this roster and say that there isn't enough talent. Canada should be the favorite.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
The Oil Stream.
Where would you rank them right now, all-time European player?
Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, top 10?
Yes. Well, okay, Yager's got to be up there. Obviously, Ovechkin.
Would you put Peter Stastny?
Lidstrom, definitely.
Solani is another one.
Yari Curry. Malkin.
So you're saying top from 6 to 10?
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hot dog, we have a wiener.
Dun, da, da, da.
I don't know why that always makes me laugh. That's also me, something I did a while ago.
Not surprised.
Justin. Brandon is the winner of the $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Mystery athlete of the game. So the clues, Flames. This guy played for the Flames. Canucks, he played for the Canucks briefly, 10 games. Berube, he was involved in a trade that also involved Craig Berube in 1992. The key piece was Doug Gilmour. The fourth clue was Scrudland. He was also involved in a trade involving Brian Scrudland. And the fifth clue, if we needed it, would have been 1993 Cup champion. Of course, it's Gary Leeman. Who could forget Gary Leeman?
Yeah, of course. Gary Leeman. Yeah.
I totally knew that as well. I was just letting the chat guess that one.
Gary Leeman had a 51-goal season for the Leafs in 89-90. Never scored more than 32 in a year other than that. Got 51 and 95 points in that one year.
That's super impressive.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Justin Lawrence is here from the Alouettes. We're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. EST colleague from Hello Hockey. He's suited up and ready to go. Sean Bell is joining us now. Bellsy, thanks for waiting there. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Reid and J-Law. Gary Leeman, that's the gift you're going to give to people right before Christmas? Are you kidding me? Who was getting that?
Brandon got it. Oh, by the way, Brandon Coob's going to reach out to you. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. A blind squirrel finds a nut too. Hey, Reid?
Reid was looking at me the whole time. He's like, "You got it?" And I'm like,
"He's like, you know who Gary Lehman is, right? Like, come on."
He had 51 goals. Listen, so I think I'm just going to sit back and listen to you guys talk.
Hey, well, Belzy, it's very nice to meet you. Like you said, we're on the first name nickname basis right now, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, J-Law.
So I got a couple questions for you. I love talking with other professional athletes that aren't in my sport because, like I said, I grew up playing football. I loved hockey growing up. I really wanted to be a hockey player. Unfortunately, I wasn't blessed with the skill of being able to go on skates and not fall. But I got some questions for you. Obviously, you were a part of two big World Juniors hockey teams, and you guys winning in 2005. I got to know what that feeling was like because the highest I ever played at for a national team, Team Canada, was in high school, and it's a lot smaller scale than what it is in hockey. So I just got to know what that feeling was like, winning the gold medal, and just everything, like how the team's vibes were and all that.
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. To kind of answer that, I got to rewind a year. So we played my first year in World Juniors was in Finland. And we played against the United States. The United States team was absolutely star-studded, but we were up, and we felt like we had a pretty good hockey team as well. And, we were a little bit younger. Predominantly it's a 19-year-old tournament. And the way that we lost that tournament was, it was absolutely heartbreaking because one of the goals goes off of Braden Coburn's face and in the net, which, if you were to rewind that game, that's probably not happening ever again. Yeah. One went up, rolled over Fleury's shoulder in the net. There was a couple fluke goals. Now, obviously, the U.S. was awesome. They had, a lot of players that ended up playing in the NHL, but we just felt like we deserved a little bit of a better fate. And when we left Finland and we ended up coming home, we were looking through the newspapers, we're walking through the Pearson Airport, and we were just getting absolutely destroyed in the paper. These guys are choke artists. I mean, we did have the lead, but choke artists and how could these guys do that and so on and so forth. And luckily for me, I got to escape to the United States and play down in Tri-City. Yeah. So the following year when we had our team come together in the summer in August in Calgary, there wasn't really a whole lot said. Everybody knew when they got there, it was time to go to work. And it was just this, everybody knew, you saw the look in everybody's eyes that it's time to go because we had some unfinished business. And when we got to North Dakota, which is a perfect setting outside of Canada, to have more or less a home crowd and the home games because everybody from Winnipeg came down, which turned it into essentially a sea of red and white. Every game was extremely special. And when we won that game against Russia, it was a sense of accomplishment. It was jubilation. Words still can't describe the feeling of winning that championship because it was a culmination of honestly multiple years and different setbacks and victories all the way dating back to when we were U16. So It was a special moment with a bunch of guys that had grew up together. Anthony Stewart was with Team Ontario when we first started this. Nigel Dawes was part of Team Manitoba. So there was a lot of different guys that played together, battled against each other, and then winning that championship together was a really special moment.
Yeah, I love how you spoke about how that loss in 2004 kind of fueled the win in 2005. And boy, did you guys come out hot. 6-1 win to win the gold medal. Holy. I got a question for you, though.
Yep.
I've seen one gold medal in my life. What do you do with your gold medal? Do you take it out often? What is it, special occasions, show off, or how does that work?
See, I'm the wrong person to ask about that because I think I lost my gold medal. It might be in my mom's basement, but I'm not really sure. However, we do have the rings that I still have. Like, it's a special ring. It's one of the first ones that Team Canada ever did. But I mean, like metal, like I don't know. So I think guys wear it around the house. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious because, like you said, a championship ring, it's easy. You go, it's a formal event or something special. It's easy to throw on. But I mean, a gold medal, you throw that on your neck, everyone's gonna be seeing that from a mile away.
Sean, I got one for you. You and I've done a lot of interviews, and now obviously we work together. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. I know I've got the story from Chimera from the year he played. Yep. How did you find out I guess I'll stick with the first time you were on. How did you find out you'd made the team? What was the process?
Yeah, so those days it was phone calls. So the coach would call the room, and if you were cut, you would have to pack up your stuff and you'd walk down the hallway and get cut. And it would be like at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you would have your flights booked, and those flights were usually for 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. But they wanted to do it early enough that the minute you got cut, you were out of there. You weren't going to disturb the celebration of the players that had made the team. So it was very nerve-wracking. Most of the guys didn't sleep. It's hard because you're thinking like, hey, I want to make this national team. But at the same time, in the back of your head, there's so many talented hockey players that phone could ring. And luckily for me, in year one, it didn't ring. In year two, it did ring. But my roommate in year two was Paul Bissonnette. And unfortunately, he got let go. And, obviously he went on to have some pretty good success, especially on the media side. But it's hard. Like, you just don't know. Like, it plays with your head. It's the craziest way to cut somebody.
Sean Bell joining us. Of course, you're on tonight, right? You're on the Oil Stream pre and post. Yeah. Hello Hockey every Saturday with Tom Gazzola as well. Okay, before I tee up, a couple thoughts for tonight's game. Do you have a question for J-Law?
I do.
Football.
I do. J-Law. So I played in Montreal.
Right.
You play in Montreal. I know what my experience was as a National Hockey League player playing in Montreal. What is it like on the football side? Because I understand it's the Canadians and it's the Alouettes. What is it like living in Montreal, playing in the CFL, and being out in the public?
Yeah, it's a crazy experience, and like you said, you've experienced the Montreal or the Quebec fan base, but wow, there was a difference. I went to Montreal in 2023, and they hadn't really won in a long time since I believe the 2010 Grey Cup. So when I first got to Montreal, I definitely noticed it wasn't a massive support system when we first got there. It was still pretty good, but wasn't anything too crazy. But I'm telling you, after we won the Grey Cup in 2023, boy, did I notice a difference. Like, still to this day, out of the 3 Grey Cup parades I've been a part of, that was the one in Montreal was unbelievable. And ever since then, like I'm telling you, we've been sold out crowds and like people, I don't know, it's cool. I can't believe how much behind sports teams those the Quebecois get behind. It's really special to be a part of, and I'm sure it was even at a different level being a part of the Canadians. But as the Alouettes, it's they treat us unbelievably well.
Yeah, I think on both sides, they obviously do a great job with treating their athletes right. Now, obviously, the Canadians have been around for a little bit longer than the Alouettes, so it's it is like a religion, the Canadians out there. But I feel like the Alouettes are starting to come around, and you're getting unbelievable support. One last question for you, though. Who's the hardest guy to block in the CFL?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. See, I look at defensive linemen as I think it's kind of catered to specific people. Like, it's funny. We'll be game planning for a team one week, and guys will be talking and be like, I don't find them that bad to play against. And some of the guys will be like, that's my kryptonite right there. And you're like, that guy is? But no, there's some guys that I played with. It's actually funny. One of the guys I love having battles against, and I think is a great football player, is his name is Micah Johnson, actually. And he was a teammate of mine in Calgary my rookie year. So I was a young guy on practice roster going against this guy every day. And he was a perennial CFL All-Star. And I still to this day, like, this guy's, I believe Micah's 36 or 37, which is, that's old in football years, and
yes, it is.
Still have some great battles. But that's one guy I have the utmost respect for, and I think he's a hell of a football player. And I always look forward to my matchups.
So Was he more of like a bull rush guy? Was he a finesse guy? Like, what was kind of his strength and made it so challenging?
Yeah, so that's actually, I love that you brought that up, because what made him so special was, this was a guy that when he was in college, he was a linebacker. And so, obviously like a faster guy. And then, once he got to the CFL, he transitioned into being a defensive lineman. So a guy who was already naturally very athletic, but grew into his body to become a D lineman. So, put on some weight, put on some strength, and he's got such a good combination of power that'll make you be like, all right, I gotta be ready for the bull rush from him here. And then all of a sudden he'll throw in a swim move, a finesse move, and you're like, holy frick, like this guy's got his power moves, finesse moves, like, it keeps you on your toes, and those are the guys that are the hardest to play against, because you really don't know what to expect, and they know how to like set you up one way, hit you with a power, and then all of a sudden finesse move out of there. So that's kind of my perspective of it. I actually, that was a great question. I got to ask the same thing for you. Who was one of the favorite players you played against, or maybe strike the biggest challenge?
That is a good question. I mean, Eric Lindros presented all sorts of challenges. At that particular time, he was probably 280 pounds. Like, he's coming off concussions and stuff like that, but he made you think twice about going into the corners. So that was definitely a guy. Martin Havlat was an extremely skilled player. He's a guy, once again, like, he was different. He was more finesse than anything. But one of the best to ever do it was Nick Lindstrom. And just the way and how, like, the way he moved pucks, how smooth he was. You're battling in front of the net against Thomas Holmstrom. He's somehow staring you in the eyes at the blue line and waiting for you to make a move, and then he's shooting it on the opposite side of wherever you decided to move. So Nick Lindstrom was definitely a special player, and I would say he's probably one of the all-time greats and one of the hardest guys I've ever played against.
Did you? I got another actually leading off of that is. Did you ever have like a welcome to hockey moment as you got older? Do you remember what it was? Because I think every professional athlete's had that moment where it's like, all right, welcome to the league.
Yeah, I do. I came around the net. I was playing for Minnesota. I passed the puck to the half wall to Brian Rolston, and for whatever reason, he decided to pass the puck back to me. And I'm transitioning from, I'm pivoting. I'm going from forwards to backwards. Yeah. And it was Tiomo Rutu, who was a pretty hard hitter at the time. And I got caught up, like, trying to transition and get this puck in my feet. And he blew me up. And I am telling you, like, I think I was standing at the goal line, and I smoked the back of the wall. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess welcome to the NHL, kid. Keep your head up.
Going back to the bench, be like, oh, you set me up terribly. I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Rolly. I appreciate that, buddy.
Exactly.
Belzy, great stuff. You'll be talking. Well, we got Tom coming up too. You'll be on with Tom setting up the Oilers and the Flames. You have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6, games at 7. I assume I'll see you at the rink, so that'll be fun. Thanks for hopping on. Love listening to you guys chat. That was incredible. Appreciate it, Belzy.
Always a pleasure, boys.
Really nice to meet you, Belzy, man. Unbelievable talking to you. Hopefully I'll see you around.
Take care, boys.
On the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Yeah, Belzy getting ready for our pregame show, and then he'll be on post as well. Oilers taking on the Flames home and home series in Edmonton tonight, and then they'll play in Calgary after the Christmas break on Saturday. You can text us 780-218-9999. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. All right, Justin Lawrence from the Alouettes in studio. Really appreciate you dropping by. Are you having a good time? There's only an hour left in the show.
I'm having a terrible time, as you guys can tell.
He's miserable. You don't seem like you're miserable very often.
Coobs is the only thing that's keeping me around right now.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Trust me. Tom Gazzola is coming up, buying or selling. The guy who's usually in that chair, Jay Milne's going to make a cameo for our draft picks, and you've prepared words of the day?
I have prepared words for the day.
So I'm going to get to spell whatever you give me.
Yeah, I got to make sure you're not looking at the screen.
I'm not looking. Don't worry about it. 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie.
They have 7 defensemen from last time. Say Parayko or Harley are out, and Schaefer could be there for the experience, and he's going to be on the next Olympic team, and Bush can be there. If something happens to Makar, you slide Bush in.
I'm okay with it. No, I'm still kind of surprised he's even in that conversation now at this point, but I think the only reason that he would be if Makar gets hurt.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
From our Sentinel Storage family to yours, wishing you and those you love a wonderful holiday season. A new year filled with an abundance of great health, much laughter, successes that make you smile and delight, and to be surrounded by people and places that make you the happiest.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Trent Frederic is back into the Oilers lineup. Curtis Lazar taking a seat in the press box as the Oilers battle the Flames. Connor Ingram gets another start for Edmonton, his second straight, with Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson previewing the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That goes live at 6 right here on EST. One game underway right now. James Van Riemsdyk on the board for Detroit. They're up 1-0 over the Stars midway through the contest and just about to get underway. It's the Devils and Islanders, while the Rangers and Capitals go at it. For the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture in his right hand. He's out. For their Christmas tilt against the Lions, Max Brosmer will start for the Vikings, with McCarthy leaving Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime because of injury. And there's 14 games in the association today. It's the Raptors hitting the hardwood in Miami against the Heat at 5:30. We also see the Spurs and Thunder in action as the Lakers and Suns go at it. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse. Is today Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
All day, $3.49. New tacos and quesadillas. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankards, and tequila shots starting at $5.99.
Tacos and margaritas? What a combo.
Yeah. You may have noticed there's a selection of spirits around Edmonton Sports Talk as well, Justin.
Hey, there's lots of good liquor beverages around Edmonton, local too.
Justin Lawrence from the Alouettes is here. If you're just joining us, we're having a great time. We had Davis Alexander on the show, his quarterback. Belzy just joined us. Tom Gazzola is going to be on in 10 or 15 minutes. We're getting you ready for the Oilers and the Flames. Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up. McDavid, 26 points in his last 10 games with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl centering Podkolzin and Roslovic. Henrique between Mangiapane and Savoy. Frederic back in the lineup between Jones and Janmark. Ekholm with Bouchard on defense. Nurse with Regula. Stastny, who's been pretty good, with Emberson. Ingram in net, trying for his second win of the season. I mentioned Frederic back in.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's by skating hard and have my feet moving, kind of playing with that edge, and then usually everything else kind of takes care of itself, and I play like that.
All right, see if he can make more of an impact tonight. He will be on a line with Jones, who's been up from the farm for the last few games. You got to watch this one? You got time to watch this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go home and watch it. I ain't got much planned for tonight, so
chilling out?
Yep.
All right, we do a fun well, it's not always fun. I don't know how much fun this will be for you. It's buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Now, I'm bringing this up also on behalf of Jay Milne, who's off yesterday and today, though he will be popping on with us for a little fun segment about half an hour. One of the tough plays for you guys in the Grey Cup was a fumble inside the 5.
Right.
You brought in your backup quarterback to sneak the ball. Jay Milne hates that. He says, why are you subbing out your guy who takes every snap for a guy who doesn't take, like, is the quarterback so precious he can't lunge forward in a line?
Yeah.
No, I know. Look, he got hit. It's a tough play. Like buying or I just want you to do you understand what Jay? Like I understand in the locker room your specialized plays, but Jay's side of it is like the quarterback's quarterback. Let him take every snap.
Yeah, no, I get that. And honestly, it's funny you bring that up because I've had a lot of people bring that up to me before, and I live by the idea of bringing in a backup quarterback to do short yardage because the thing I've learned throughout my years in the CFL is there's a real knack to doing short yardage quarterback. And I'm telling you, like, those guys are good at it. I'm like Shea was unbelievable for us the whole year. Caleb Elvins, who was our normal like short yardage quarterback, got hurt halfway through the year, so Shea took over, and he was doing an unbelievable job. And to be fair with you, I don't question the call one bit because we were one of the teams that were so successful on short yardage all season. It was a stat that we always looked at and we took pride in. And I believe we were, when it came to 2nd and 1s, 3rd and 1s, when we really needed it, we were in the high 90s as far as percentage. And I would do that play a million times over again. And sure, it didn't work out for us, but they made a great play. And I mean, fumbles happen, and it could have happened all year, but just happened to happen, be at the worst time. And I still live by the idea of putting in a backup quarterback because, like I said, those guys get time to specialize in running those formations and those plays.
Well, there are some guys, I guess, like Stevens that has kind of made a career off it.
Yep.
Who was that other guy that he was in Edmonton for a while, then he went to Winnipeg? I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Prukop.
Yeah, he was kind of good at it.
Yep.
By the way, if you're watching on YouTube today, give us a thumbs up. We need 20 thumbs to get to 100 for the show. If you've already given us the thumb, then click the share button and send the show off to somebody else. Okay, I'm going to bitch about something here. I think the tush push is bad for football. Here's why. I know you weren't even going to ask. You were like, Reid, shut up. Okay. And again, you're not gonna like this because you're front and center in the video of this.
Okay.
So I understand it's a play, it's an offensive play, it's a legal play. It's up to the defense to stop it. You know, and this is the NFL finally figuring out a way a QB sneak and work. We've been doing it up here for 70 years. But what it has led to is now these big scrums down the field. And you guys scored a touchdown against Winnipeg where I thought your guy was stopped.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you did anything wrong because you're playing until the whistle. But you and the other O-lineman pushed this guy over the goal line. And I think This is me as an observer. So you can tell me I'm wrong, but this is me as an observer that I think now officials are waiting to blow the whistle to see if a guy's teammates are going to push him. And I do think the defense has stopped forward progress, even though it's not a tackle. And then they still got to wait for everybody else to run it. Now, good for you, because that touchdown, I mean, it looked great.
Yeah.
I know why you guys were excited, but I was also like, and I wanted you guys to win, don't get me wrong, but I'm also like, wasn't he stopped? What's going on? But is there now that more of a mentality because of the tush push where it's like, just keep piling on, we might push him over the goal line?
Yeah, I do see where you're coming from. It's just the way I look at it is like, even that play like you talked about in Winnipeg, it was a stop of movement, but I feel like there was never a question of him going down or really like, it was still kind of like forward, back, and then we started pushing and then it went. And I see where you're coming from, but I think it should be allowed as long as it's in like a time frame of a guy being like pushed back. Like say Winnipeg guys grabbed a running back, we're pushing him back 5 yards, and then all of a sudden we hop in and start pushing him. I feel like that one, it was just like, you make a collision and there's still a chance for the running back himself, which is Stevie Scott, to break the tackle and go. Like we said, we seen I watched a play, it was Saquon Barkley, right into contact, span off of it, got into the end zone. And I think refs are waiting to see if they make it. And I think as long as the push happens within a certain time frame, I think it should be fair.
Okay.
And like I said, even for the tush push in the NFL, I think defenses have the chance to take their defensive linemen and push them back into the line of scrimmage. So I think they just got to stop it.
Well, yeah, I do agree. I do agree with that. I just, and I also feel though, see, the NFL is different because it's not a yard off the ball too. But I feel as if now we're seeing more penalties called for an offensive player lining up offside, even when it's a receiver, because they don't want to, because I feel like in the NFL, if the guy's got his half a foot in the ball and he's the wideout, the linesman's probably going to say, not going to throw a flag. 5 years ago, he might say, hey, you're inching up a little bit. Can you just move back? But now it's like, well, I can't let the receiver get away with it because then the old lineman's going to put his hand in the neutral zone or start early. And then that's going to create more problems.
Yeah. I feel like it's become like such a hot topic of fans talking about, everyone talking about it, that I think they're forced to look at it now. And like I said, I've been in the trenches and I've been in short yardage where like it's a game of inches. And I can only imagine in the NFL where there's no yard off the ball. But it happens all the time, even in the CFL, where guys, you'll see like, I'll line up first and you'll see guys slightly offsides, but it's like, it's so close. And I think sometimes it's just better for the quality of sport to just let it happen. And I know in the NFL, like you said, they're really cracking down on it, but some of those were pretty egregious that I think it was deserving.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a sensitive topic. I feel like I don't really know how you approach it. Like, do you just ban short yardage or any pushing of a player, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, what are you, when you line up to snap the ball, you're allowed to spin it, but you can't pick it up?
Yeah. So basically it's just like balls placed. Usually it's in line with the goalpost. And then I just try, like, I get in trouble. Sometimes the refs will warn you because they understand too. Is like, we just got to grab the football and get prepared. But sometimes it might move forward, like, a couple inches. Sometimes it might go backwards as well. But usually like refs work pretty well with players and be like, hey, just a warning, like move the ball forward a little bit, just watch it next time or else we'll call it.
Okay.
Which can be good because you're not thinking about it sometimes. You're just heat of the moment. But yeah, it's usually just grab the ball, tilt it up a little bit, and then you go. And then your other offhand goes kind of in line with the ball.
Right. But then you got to be pretty still, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you definitely got to be still. Like you kind of anchor yourself down and then,
okay, so I'm confused about something. Well, as you know, I'm often confused. So, okay, but this is the thing. So offensive line, and sometimes like if there's someone who doesn't know football, it's hard to explain a legal procedure or a false start.
Right.
So you have your hand on your ball. All your teammates either have one arm down or they're up with their hands kind of on their thighs, right? But then if you'll see a guy like barely twitch his shoulder and they're like, illegal procedure, yet sometimes they'll turn their head right around, or the guard next to you is giving you like pats your butt or puts his arm. How come those movements are legal, but sometimes a guy just does a little lean back and that's a false start?
So it's all based off timing. So the thing is, you're allowed as an offensive lineman to move any part that's not on the ground. So say if I have my hand on the ground, I'm an offensive guard, say, you're not allowed to move that hand off the ground. But anything else, you can be moving it as long as it's not in like a football, like, kind of really like popping up.
Okay.
But you can do that as long as you are set for 1 second before the ball is snapped. You can do anything. So where guys get called for false start is there'll be like a double canes where they'll go sit, hut, and they'll move on the first one and they twitch and it's within that 1 second frame.
Okay.
So me as a center, I can point around the whole time I'm holding the ball. But like say if I'm making a call, my hand's in the air, sometimes I'll have to leave my arm in the air to snap the ball because if I move it last minute, they could call me for procedure.
Okay. So that's why the guy next to you can be like, because they'll kind of put their arm out so you can see it that the quarterback, but then you just kind of got to wait a beat and then snap it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how like most like for silent cadence, like you said, and when you're playing somewhere loud, they'll tap you, arm in, it's got to be 1/1000.
Yeah, because sometimes like guys are wiggling around and then you like I know people can't see me on YouTube, but you'll see a guy like an offensive lineman and he'll just be like, it's like, did he actually move? And the defense is like, oh, look at him, he's starting to play.
That's funny. It's like that's one of the most like one of my favorite things about the O-line D-line rivalry is when he gets a defensive lineman to jump off sides, you're celebrating, you're pointing at him.
Right.
The same goes for the defense when the offense.
And when you're just taught, just snap the ball if a guy jumps offside, even if the quarterback's not ready.
See, no, that's like rule number one.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah. So if someone moves, the last person to move is the center. So it's got to be the guy across from the person who moves. So see if it's a defensive end on the left side.
Oh, so you can't just fire it back.
Because the thing is, why you don't want to snap it back if someone moves is because if the refs don't call them for being offsides and you snap it, now you still have to run that play and all the timing's off for everyone. The receivers,
so you don't want to do it early. Okay.
Exactly. So you rely on the guys beside you, the offensive guards and tackles, be the ones who point out the offsides.
Do you keep an eye on the play clock?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, if I have a good view of it, like if it's in line with it, I'll always try to. But we got such a good procedure in the way we go about things that I usually know, mentally where we're at when I get onto the ball.
This is great. I love talking football with you. There's
cool.
so many little details to the game, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much like deception and trying to outthink your opponent. Like, that's what I really like. Buying or selling. Wrap presents or just stuff them in a gift bag?
See, it depends on the age. I don't really know if I'm buying or selling, but I think if it's for kids, I think you got to wrap them.
So they can tear it open?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that's part of the joy of Christmas is guessing what's in the wrapping, opening it up. But as an adult, the earlier you get, if you're giving it another present to an adult, I think it's okay not being wrapped, just throw it in a bag.
Yeah,
with
I
a little
agree.
bit of stuffing tissue.
Yeah, I agree. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. We got our Jay's play of the day is for a couple NFL games on Christmas Day. My play of the day has to do with McDavid points and Ingram saves tonight against Calgary. So go to Play Alberta and check that out. All right. Tom Gazzola, the one and only, coming up to tee up Oilers Flames. Here comes the Coop.
The Oilers are looking for an early Christmas gift tonight as they host the Flames for the Battle of Alberta. Connor Ingram gets his second start for Edmonton, with Trent Frederic being injected back into the lineup in place of Curtis Lazar. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson get you set for the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts at 6 right here on EST. And a half dozen games underway in the NHL. Midway through the first, the Hurricanes are up 1-0 over the Panthers, while out in Boston, it's scoreless between the Bruins and Canadiens. We also see the Red Wings and Stars dancing. It's 1-0 for Detroit after 20 minutes. In Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy is out against the Lions with a hairline fracture. in his right hand that forced him to leave Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime. Vikings and Lions play Christmas Day. Max Brosmer starting for Minnesota. One game wrapped up. There's one game live in college football. Western Kentucky trails Southern Miss 10-6 near the end of the first half. And in the association, it's the Raptors and Heat hitting the deck at 5:30 with 13 other games in the NBA today, a pair of which are live. The 76ers trailing the Nets 12-10 halfway through the opening frame. Tom Gazzola checks in on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
December's festive featured wing flavors are here at the Canadian Brewhouse. It's festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi in the ultimate flavor showdown. Try them anytime or just 67 cents every Wing Wednesday for a limited time. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
New Year's Eve, join River Cree Resort and Casino for a spectacular show like no other. Get ready for Material Girls, an amazing tribute to Lady Gaga, Adele, Shania Twain, Madonna, Blondie, Pink, and Cher, capturing all the elegance and essence of these mega stars in one unforgettable concert experience. Material Girls, December 31st in the venue. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
From the first time on skates to wearing a special jersey passed down through generations, Sentinel Storage is here for you. Store your sports gear and seasonal items to create space for all life's adventures. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of Hockey Canada and the World Juniors.
Okay, hope you're ready for Christmas. Oilers Flames tonight at 7, and we are going to dive into the oil understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. You like that, AJ Law?
I love it. I'm a diesel guy, so this is perfect.
It's good stuff. Oil Country Towing Video Hotline features my good friend, host of the Oil Stream here on EST, Tom Gazzola, checking in. Hello, Tom.
What's up, boys? That was funny. Well done. Good job, Coob. Justin, great job. That was great listening to you and Belzy, fast friends. And what's really neat is listening to the two of you coming from different sports, asking each other questions. I know Belzy enjoyed that. He should be here at the satellite studios right away, and I'll ask him how he liked that, because I think we could get Belzy on more of our shows, Reid. Like, he's versatile. He really is. It's not just hockey.
We have him on once a week here. Unless,
I know.
So that's
he's
good.
on the hangout, but like sitting in the co-host chair, I think he would do good, because I know we do Hello Hockey, and that's right up his alley.
Now, are you guys doing a show Saturday the 27th?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I was pretty sure you wouldn't take it off, but I wanted to double check. I didn't want to assume,
work hard,
because you know what happens then.
No, you tell me.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, now I'd only be guessing.
Now, have you met Justin in person?
No, I haven't. I've covered a few of his games, but haven't had the chance. I'll definitely bug him, hopefully next year before a game, and maybe on the sidelines and say hi. I always bug Mosser, because I did a hunting show with Jason for a few years. So, I think you're doing great, Justin.
Well,
just a natural.
Mex wants to know, does Justin get distracted when Tommy's on the sidelines?
He has no clue who I am. I'm the idiot that's doing the sideline hits. Nobody cares.
If you wear a fancy fit, I'll get distracted by it. You got to wear something that pops out.
I can do that.
But it's nice to meet you, Tom, honestly.
Yeah, likewise.
This is cool. I actually got a quick question for you. I wanted to shoot off to you. I'm always curious, and I guess I could ask the same thing to Reid here, but as someone who's covered the Oilers for so long, do you find yourself building a personal connection to the players that you cover?
Good question. Yes is the short answer.
Yeah.
When I worked for the team, I hosted Oilers TV for a long time. Being on the plane, on the buses and in the hotels with them, definitely. But since I went to TSN 1260 and then now EST, and then there's a bit of a separation. And I think that's actually, I prefer it that way too, like a professional courtesy. It's natural to become friends with the players because you're around them so much and a lot of the staff. But at the same time, you're trying to cover and report on things. And sometimes it's not always good stuff. And that can always make it awkward. So I prefer this side of it, but that doesn't stop you from building rapport and relationships with friends. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah. I was just curious because I know the guys who fly with us to all of our games and stuff like that, they kind of get to see the insider trading almost of like what a sports team is like. Yeah. And I was just always curious to see if that helps you reporting or if it's like you said, sometimes better to have a little separation and just like basically solely off of what you're seeing on the ice or on the field.
Yeah. You know what? It really quickly, Reid, Rick, like it can help, but at the same time, sometimes I found I would know stuff and fans would assume something and other media would assume something was going on, but you would know the real story behind something and you couldn't tell it.
Right.
And it always it was always hard to kind of toe that line. It made it difficult at times, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. Like it's different when you actually were an OEG employee, right? Because
100%.
you're not gonna, I found out this about this player and it's negative. Like you wouldn't report that if you work for the team. Like for me, like I say this, like I think I even said it a couple of days ago. Like I always am stunned, like once or twice a year, if I meet a listener and they're like, "Oh, like how often do you hang out with X player?" And I'm like, "What?" I don't.
No.
There are certainly some guys you appreciate if they're better interviews. You appreciate that they might like give you good answers, or if there's mutual respect. I mean, sure. Would I love to see Ryan Nugent-Hopkins win a Stanley Cup? Like, you're darn right I would.
Yeah.
Like, he's been here a long time. He works hard. He's professional with me. I think I've been professional with him. But for me, personal relationships, any personal relationships I've had with Oilers players specifically, and there's really only been two, were pre-existing. But one was Mark Letestu.
Yep.
And,
great guy.
And the other would be Curtis Lazar, but even that's not really a friendship. It's more built on knowing each other for a long time, mutual respect, and it's great to see him in an Oilers uniform. Like, yeah. So in terms of, why would these guys hang out with a 51-year-old broadcaster, even if I wanted to, But there are some guys, especially you kind of. I won't even say cheer for, but like you wish them the best. Like you respect the work that they put in, and if
100%,
if they're successful, it's nice to see hard work pay off.
Now,
that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, sometimes you run into them and you have that respect and appreciation, and maybe you have a beer, and you know what? It's actually kind of nice, and you get to have like a real conversation outside of the locker room or around the stadium, whatever. You just kind of shoot the breeze with them and you get to know them because you're like, you know what, this is a good dude. I'd like to have a beer and, you're here. Let's have one.
Yeah. But when you were traveling, though, that's easier for those things to pop up.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
But there also are like some players are different too. Like some guys might say, like next week, if you're standing or waiting to scrum somebody or you're there, some guys might actually say, "How was your Christmas?"
Right.
Yep.
Like and then even if they knew their scrum was going to be uncomfortable because they turned the puck over in overtime, they can separate it.
Yes.
But there are some guys who would just, like Leon, for example, who probably would be like, I don't even want to go there with these guys because there's going to be a day when it's uncomfortable or awkward, and they don't want to even. Open that door to
the switch
anything.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, wouldn't you be kind of the same way? Like you and I guess, well, you're a friend now.
Yep.
I don't cover the team you're on, though.
Yep. But
guys who are on the beat, there's probably reporters you respect, but you're not really buddies with them, I would think.
Yeah. I think you look at it as like almost like a colleague almost. So you're like, I have a respect for you. You respect me. And it's like you said, I think it just comes off of if you like the stuff you report, the stuff you write about, as long as it's accurate and you're not trying to manipulate in a sense.
Well,
I
that's
think
a good
there's
point.
always a fair respect between everyone, at least from my perspective.
Well, Brownie always told those stories, like especially when he was a Penguin. He was like, if I play crappy, and a guy interviews me and writes that I played crappy with quotes from me, Rob would be like, I didn't care. Like I'm still the one playing crappy.
Right.
But he said like a couple times in his career, stuff was written about him that wasn't exactly accurate, or the reporter didn't come to him for context.
Right.
And then he saw it in the paper the next day, and he was just like, the guy was 10 feet from my stall and didn't come up to me and ask me.
True.
Ask me about it.
I'll give you an example. This is a hypothetical. Say I'm doing Elks Alouettes next summer, and whatever happens, there's a bad snap, and it leads to a big turning point in the game. And I see Justin, and I'm like, hey man, the truck asked for you. Can we talk about it? I'll give you the heads up. I might say, hey, how you doing? Otherwise, good game. Glad you guys won, but we got to talk about that. And then that's off camera, and I'm assuming or hoping just to be like, hey, Tom, yeah, I get it. And you would have that understanding that I'm not going to present it to you in front of a national audience where I'm sewering you.
Yep.
Where you could be, it started raining, and then, the ball was given to me. I still got to snap it, but, it was a bit slippery, something like that. And I find having that quick minute before you actually get to talk to the player. I had it with Justin Rankin this year where he had that fumble in the end zone.
Yep.
In that last game of the year. And the guys, the Dusty in suits were looking at the rule book, and they're like, that should have been down at the 1.
Yeah.
Not a turnover. And the truck's like, Tom, you need Rankin for halftime interview. And I was like, oh man, he's going to be pissed, but I got to ask for him. And he was pissed off, and he came over to me on the sidelines. I'm like, okay, thank you for doing this. First of all. Secondly, the boys in the booth were looking at the rule book. That should have been down at the 1. They blew that call. And he's like, thank you. He's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I got to ask you about it. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Gave me a great answer. So there's that trust you can build with guys, especially if you get a chance to talk to them a little bit.
My experience is most athletes, they might not like talking about a bad play, but they'll accept they have to talk about it if you do it, and you move on.
Yeah.
Okay, don't bring it up again the next day. Don't get personal. What happened on that play? Do you recognize the impact it had on the game? This was not in the NHL. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Tom. You'll like this. So I was covering Allen Cup stuff, like the Border Kings and Lloyd are trying to qualify for the Allen Cup. And it would get pretty serious when you're in provincials, Manitoba, Sask, playdowns.
It was a big deal in Lloyd. I remember that.
And there was one and there were guys who'd played like WHL, U Sports, like pretty good hockey players. Some were AHL players that wound up going back to their hometowns. And I can't remember who it was, but like this guy gave the puck away, and I interviewed him after the game, and I'm kind of dancing around it, and the camera gets shut off, and the interview ends, and he goes, Reid, look, I know I was horse shit. Just ask me about it next time and we can move on. So if I would have gone up to him and say, hey, like you gave the puck away in the second period, what happened? He would have preferred that as opposed to me being like, oh, well, there were some tough breaks in this.
Trying to navigate around it almost. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Just do it. He answers it. Okay, it's done. Everybody moves on.
Yeah. I think most athletes are kind of media trained to the point where if you know you mess up, you live up to it. And at least you get to kind of share your side of it and, kill the speculations of what could have happened. You know what I mean? So that's a good perspective. I love hearing it from your guys' side of it. So that's really cool.
All right. Ingram and Ned again. Tom, what do you think?
I was a little bit surprised when I got to the rink this morning. I saw him in the starters net, but I get it. And I'm wondering too, if they are hopeful about his upside and they see him as potentially a better goalie down the road than Calvin Pickard. We'll see. I mean, I thought his first start was all right. A lot of nerves, probably a lot of adrenaline for him. I am concerned just watching this team, covering this team, seeing his numbers down in Bakersfield, that maybe the game's not there, especially talking to people down there. And they're saying, no, guys, he earned that .850 or that .856 save percentage and all of that high threes goals against average. That's concerning. But if, he's back in the NHL and he sees the game better up here, he feels more confident, feels he's in the right place and this is where he belongs, and that helps him play well. Time will tell. We'll see. I'm understanding of that principle. So curious how he performs tonight. My sense is maybe they see him with having more upside than Calvin Pickard, but I have liked Calvin Pickard's game in the last few starts, and we'll see if one of these guys can kind of run with the ball, and maybe it is a win and you're in situation.
Frederic's back in. I was wondering if they might sit him out one more game. It's getting to the point where, I mean, speaking of having feelings,
right?
The human side of me is almost starting to feel bad for him. Like, it's the same questions. He's like, yeah, I just got to move my feet and hit. And it's kind of like, okay, we'll start any time. Like, what do you expect something? I mean, Max, I said it the other night. It's only been, 3 games or whatever for Jones. He's been more noticeable than Frederic's been in 30-some.
Right. Again, that was a conversation we had amongst ourselves at the morning skate among the gathered media. Is like, did he really get the message after sitting out one game? Is the pressure of the contract something that the coach understands, and maybe that's why he only held him out for one game? Because Max Jones, I thought, was fine. I thought Curtis Lazar was fine. I thought they could have rolled with the same lineup from Sunday and just, kind of copy and pasted that game, and it probably lead to a victory tonight. But maybe Trent Frederic and Chris Knobloch had a conversation where Knobloch feels confident that Trent Frederic understands, simplify, watch Max Jones, do what he does. Watch Connor Clattenburg, for crying out loud, a guy that has 20 pro games under his belt, and get back to that. The essence of what made Trent Frederic a good player was he's big and strong, and he played a big and strong game, and he also happens to have some skill, and that's what got him a 17-goal season, and then followed it up with an 18-goal season, made him highly coveted at the deadline last year. Knobloch used this one again, guys. He used the paralysis by analysis metaphor, and maybe Trent Frederic has just been thinking about the game too much and let it get into his mind, and it has affected him, and maybe that is the case. I'm hopeful. Like, listen, they have him for a ridiculously long time under contract. Maybe if he simplifies, he can find some of that game he had with Boston.
All right. Who do you have coming up on the Oil Stream pregame show?
Oh, our sweet baby angel, Pat Steinberg, Sportsnet 960. Yeah. Managed to get Patty on. We pre-taped, so that was fine. And then Belzy just showed up at my place, so we'll be ready to go for the pregame show in about 20 minutes.
All right. See you at the rink, buddy. Thanks for doing this.
All right. Nice meeting you, Justin.
Tom.
Great job. Thanks,
Appreciate
boys.
you, my man.
Tom Gazzola, the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows on Edmonton Sports Talk tonight. The pregame show about 20 minutes away at 6 o'clock. Appreciate you going into the Christmas break and getting ready for the Oilers game with us. If you are watching us on YouTube, we are 10 thumbs away from 100. If you have not clicked the thumbs up, click it. Let's get to 100. Makes us feel good, make Justin Lawrence feel good, and builds the algorithm to keep building Edmonton Sports Talk. Now, if you're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, that's also cool, but just wanted to remind the YouTube people to click the thumbs up. All right, so Justin's in for Jay, but Jay's going to hop on because we got to do our world's simplest NFL fantasy draft because it's close. So Mr. Milne coming up. Here's the Coop.
It's the Oilers' last game before Christmas. Edmonton playing host to Calgary for the Battle of Alberta. Trent Frederic returning to the lineup. Curtis Lazar to the press box with Connor Ingram getting his second straight start for the Oilers. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson get you set for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That goes live at 6 right here on EST. And 6 games are live right now in the NHL. The Canadiens and Bruins tied at 1 apiece. Nearing the end of 20 minutes, the Sabres and Senators are notched at 1 aside with 2 minutes left in the first, while the Rangers have a 1-0 lead after the first period. Over the Caps, The Rangers, New York, and Washington going head-to-head in Minnesota. It's J.J. McCarthy out for the against the Lions for the Vikings with a hairline fracture in his right hand that forced him to leave Sunday's game against the Giants at halftime. Vikings and Lions play Christmas Day. Max Brosmer starting for Minnesota. To the association, the Raptors and Heat are nearing their start. Tip-off scheduled for 5:30, and there's a trio of games underway. The Nets and 76ers tied at 27 aside entering the second quarter, while the Wizards lead the Hornets 31-24. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Get your home holiday ready with Paramount Flooring. For over 33 years, Paramount's family-owned business has a reputation for earning trust through fair pricing, dependable service, and quality workmanship. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for 10% off. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life you live. Mr. Glue Guy himself, Jay Milne, checks in next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Firehouse Subs. Our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
All right, we're over 100 thumbs. What a great Christmas gift that is from all of you watching on YouTube. You can text us 780-218-9999. Afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. Brandon got the mystery athlete earlier. He gets the $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub. We're going to do our afternoon debate presented by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. You want to set up a party there, you can do it. 50 people, 150 people, they can take it on. Savory buffet dinner, quench your thirst with their full-service bar. EGMGolf.com for more details. So the afternoon debate is going to be the world's simplest NFL fantasy draft. The usual co-host of the show, well, he's unusual, but he's the regular co-host, is Jason Milne, who joins us from his home today. Jay, what's going on?
Oh, hey, guys. You caught me off guard here. I didn't have anything at all prepared. Sorry. Can you turn down the Christmas music?
He's got a band going.
That was on purpose.
He's got a band going.
Sorry. No, Justin, honestly, I didn't have any of this planned. Can you grab me that?
Hey, I'm happy you're here, Jay. That's all that matters.
Oh, well, I'm happy you're there. I was just listening to the sultry sounds of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Liberace, Pat Boone, Billy Vaughn, Eddie Fisher.
I'm just happy you're getting into the Christmas spirits.
Well, you know, we like to get into the Christmas spirit. And if I may read just off the top, I did prepare a limerick.
Oh, good.
For the guest co-host, Justin Lawrence. Hey, congrats on the extension, by the way. I'm sure it's going to be a happier Christmas now.
Thank you.
Here, let me pull it up. Okay. Guest host, the amazing Justin Lawrence. Zero resemblance to Jonathan Torrance. Becoming an annual treat. Surely that ass has plenty of meat. Might he take his offseason to Florence?
Oh, wow. That was good.
How was that?
Nothing like a meaty ass.
That was good.
Nothing like that. So you got some of the glue crew in here. Come on in, girls. Yeah, squeeze on in there. We're just drifting the day away. I was chopping wood, insulating the duck shed.
Oh, nice.
Had a lot going on today. But Reid, I do have something. I'm ahead of you now.
Yes.
And I've got 2 really solid final round picks.
As
that
do
I haven't
I.
used yet.
As do I.
Oh, really?
So
well, let's spin that 100-sided die then and figure
Justin's
this out.
been practicing it. So the way this works, while he's getting a number. So every week we take a quarterback. You do it, because it could take 10 minutes for it to stop rolling. So last week, Herbert beat Love 3 touchdowns to nothing. So you got that point. And McManus, your kicker, beat Patterson 76 yards to nothing. So you lead 16.5 to 15.5. What's the number?
Hate to break it to you, Reid. It is actually your way, 61.
Oh, so I picked first.
I thought it was 19 at first, but it's actually 61.
Well, it could be anything. It's very hard.
Hey, Justin,
Jay and I know.
News.
It's like we think it's
we can get a check in here. I'm pretty sure that's a 61 though.
I got news for you. It doesn't matter because the 2 picks that I have left, he's already used. So Reid is.
So it really didn't matter. I'm taking A.A. Ron Rodgers as my quarterback.
Are you?
Yeah.
Solid. And I will take one. Oh, and by the way, Jay's play of the day. Justin, thanks for being on top of that. I like that you were on with Jay's play of the day. I'm going to take that quarterback who has a lot to play for in Jared Goff.
Good move.
Oh, you haven't taken him?
No.
Wow. Okay. Kicker.
And I'm gonna take the soul out of your body and take Seattle's kicker Jason Myers.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I took him already. I took him in week 3, and he got me 139 yards.
Wow.
My kicker, like we're really getting. You've taken this kicker. I'm taking Joey Sly from Tennessee. It's like the kick. And then, so J-Law got to experience it. You probably were listening earlier when I had to Google who our kickers from last week played for, which is a weekly occurrence. We're like, oh yeah, I took that guy. What team's he on? The Halifax Schooners. So that's all right. Well, you could technically win this week. You could win the pool this week because you're up by a point. So I have to at least match you to have a chance going into week 18. There is the official corgi of Edmonton Sports Talk, Coop the Corgi. There he is. Beautiful dog.
I saw that Chet Palmer has his own line of T-shirts now.
Yours is here.
Oh, fantastic.
We each got one. Yeah. So Coob, I didn't wear mine today because I had to dress for the game. It's from Little Buckaroo Design. They're incredible.
They're very nice.
Well, thanks for having me on. I just wanted to come on and say, Justin, once again, phenomenal. That Davis Alexander interview was incredible. Merry Christmas to you and your family. All the nasties out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We really appreciate all of you. And I think this has to be a yearly annual. Well, I guess yearly and annual are the same thing. So this will have to be a yearly annual tradition.
A yearly custom that became an annual tradition. Yes.
Couldn't agree more.
That's what it was. See, I'm not as dumb as I look.
Nobody can be that dumb.
There we go. All right. Merry Christmas, buddy. Love you and your family. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
Take
Jay.
care.
Always
Love
a
you guys
pleasure.
too. All right, take care.
And
Bye.
some of the glue crew and Coop the Corgi.
Yep.
Checking in. So he takes Goff and Myers. I take Rodgers and Sly. So we'll see who gets more total touchdowns and more yardage and made field goals.
It's going to be a tough one.
So my kicker made 0. I had 0 touchdowns and 0 yards made in field goals last week. So I don't know if anybody's ever had a 0-0 week. No, there hasn't been.
You're getting kind of unlucky because Tennessee's playing pretty well on offense right now, so they're actually scoring and not getting stopped in the red zone.
Oh, so this week I might get just extra points again and no.
Yeah, you never know.
Old Joey Sly.
We'll have to see.
I think Ron Rodgers, aren't they playing the Browns? So
I'm actually not sure who that is.
I think Pittsburgh is playing. I looked it up earlier and then I forget.
Might be a part of the record-setting sack for Myles Garrett with that one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. All right, words of the day or word of the day. Justin has one for me today, presented by the Edmonton Public Library. They have an intellectual freedom campaign. EPL stands up for your right to explore every topic, every belief, and every option without censorship. Learn more about how EPL protects your freedom to read at intellectualfreedom.ca. All right, so here you give me the word, and I spell it. And if I spell it right, I get a point. If I spell it wrong, I get nothing. You can give partial points, though usually for spelling, it's right or wrong.
Half point for effort.
That would be a lot for effort. And then for the definition, if I get it right away, I get a point. Okay. If I ask for a sentence, I lose half a point automatically.
Okay.
And then if I nail it, I get a half point. And then you could give partial where it's like, well, you kind of knew it, but you didn't phrase it right, so you get 0.21 or whatever. That's up to you. All right.
All right, we ready?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So the word of the day is perilous.
Perilous?
Perilous.
Oh, perilous. Perilous.
Correct. Wait, so I say it one more time?
Perilous.
Okay, you got that.
Perilous. And this is something that is, basically dangerous or even life-threatening. Like Justin Lawrence was in a perilous situation when he was dangling from the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Well, Reid, 2 for 2.
Yeah,
that was incredible. I was a little nervous about my word of the day, so I wasn't sure how hard to go, but I wasn't sure if you'd be able to get that one. That was good.
Yeah, perilous. That is a good one. Yeah.
Yep. Definition: full of danger or risk. So I was going to give my example would be driving in Edmonton is very perilous.
Oh, that's a good one. I usually try to do something involving dangling off something.
yeah, I see that.
Justin, you're a gem. Thanks for doing this. As I always say, all the best with the Alouettes this coming season, except when you play the Elks three times this coming season.
Could be. You never know.
That'd be something. No, but all the best to you and your family. Love that you come in and love that you're also available, on video, usually once or twice during the season. Really appreciate it, man. You did a great job.
Reid, I want to say it's always a pleasure to chat with you. Great human being. Coobs, thanks for running the show. You do an amazing job. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to the EST community. You guys are awesome. And I want to thank you guys for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure.
On behalf of Justin Lawrence and Zach Kubish, and of course the glue guy, Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Tom's next with the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show. I'll be on the postgame show as well. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.